Hello, and welcome. Hi. Today is Wednesday, July 15th. Time is weird. Welcome to another Princess Party one-shot. I am joined by some delightful human beings that you'll get to meet in just a moment, but you can already see all their wonderful, bright, shining faces. We're going to play a game today, and I want to tell you why we're doing what we're doing. We are fundraising today for RAIN. It's an organization that supports survivors of sexual assault and raises funds and awareness for that cause. Of course, it is a serious issue. It is something that has gone on for far too long, and unfortunately is something that continues to be an issue even in our own community. So it's keeping that in mind that we are fundraising today, because this is a personal issue. I don't think I need to convince anyone that sexual assault, domestic abuse, violence, harassment, things like this are evil and not acceptable and have no place here. So that's why we're here, to combat that. In a manner of speaking, it's kind of a meta. We're doing battle against evil by doing battle against evil. And here we are. I want to also remind everyone that just because the month of June is over does not mean that Black lives have stopped mattering. They continue to matter the exact same amount that they have mattered for all of eternity, whether or not people realize that. So I'm just going to throw that out there very quickly. And I'm being told to turn the music down, so we'll do that. There we go. Anyways, last but not least, I do want to thank Arcane Spectacles. They have donated a beautiful spell tracker that we are giving away at the end of the stream tonight. So when you are active in chat, that means that you have 5 minutes from that point that you send a chat to when you are no longer active in chat, according to Twitch giveaway rules. So at the end, when we say, hey, it's time for the giveaway, that would be a really great time to type something in chat so that you're active when we do the giveaway. I think that's all the announcements I have. If I think of anything else, I'll say it. Welcome. This is my channel. My name is Josh. I don't know why you're here, but I'm glad you are. Why don't we go around and introduce the friends who are going to play some characters. So we're going to go around, we're going to say who we are and what character we're playing. CB, could I get you to start us off?
You can. Hello, friends. My name is Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard across all social medias, including Twitch, because I finally got that underscore taken away. Thanks, partner. I am an active vocalist, content creator around the internet, and I'm the creator and moderator of the hashtag BlackAF Roundtable, which is a series featuring Black creators talking about the realisms of racism in this community. But I'm very glad to be here today. I will be playing Emile Demont, your, well, rootin' tootin', gunslinging cowgirl. Uh, Very excited to be here with my fellow heroines. It's gonna be a good time. That's that.
Thank you. And let us pop over to Caitlin.
Everyone, I'm Caitlin. You can find me at A Theater File on Instagram and Twitter. I mostly keep my games off stream, but I do occasionally pop up in other people's streams, so Twitter is the best place to find out when that happens. I am playing Annabella today, who is a pretty cool princess.
Yeah, absolutely. Kara?
Hey, my name is Kara, and you can find me at ChemGal on Twitter and also Alchemy Dice on Instagram. And I will be playing Ratchet O'Toole. I like to make things and build things, and hopefully I'll be helping out my teammates with some cannons. So.
Heck yeah. Kirsten?
My name is Kirsten. My Twitter is Clerical Cleric, and this is my first stream game, but I hope to do some more in the future. I'm playing Evelyn Versace, darling. Not Evelyn, Evelyn. And I'm very excited.
Delightful. And last but absolutely not least, Paladin. Josh.
Hi there. My name is HTT Paladin. You can find me on Twitter under HTT Paladin. I'm a TTRPG designer, and I'm the co-director for the Unseen Una. And today, I'm playing Destine. I've been solitary for quite a while aside from my compatriots after my clan was turned to stone.
All right. Cool. Are there any additional character details that we would like to give right now before we hop into the game? Anything that might be significant, as you are these very well-known and loved and respected and probably feared adventurers who are, for the record, level 20. Y'all are big shots. Anything that we might know about you, your characters, who you are, as we dive in?
Evelyn is on the search for the most glorious pelt for her spring collection. Versace has some pretty big boots to fill, and she's looking for something that's going to be a real stunner because owlbears are so last season.
That's true.
Well, as long as Evelyn doesn't touch my little spring and another friend you might meet later, everything will be fine with me. Emile is just going around and doing what she does best. Stopping danger before it even starts. Doing it all by herself. She needs no man. And that's that. That's what she does.
Hell yeah. All right. If there's nothing else, let's get started by doing just a really quick kind of character introduction. So you're 20th level adventurers. You've been doing this thing for a long time together. So let's do just a quick introduction. We're going to just kind of narrate our way through a past adventure that you've had as a way to just understand a little bit about how each of our characters work. So let's say I don't know, a year ago, you went on this big quest. You had been told that there was a series of robberies along the highway between two kingdoms not too far away. And rather than send, the entire army, which they would get the job done, but they're a bit clunky and not very graceful, let's say. It tends to be kind of a brute force solution. They sent you in to go find the robbers and solve this case. Let's go around and just say first in terms of finding these robberies, the culprits, right, whomever would have been doing the robbery, how might your character have contributed to that venture back a year or so ago? You can kind of just do this popcorn style, any order, as we get a feel for what each of our characters might have done.
Well, I can tell you for sure that Emil sent her little pup, Spring. He's a really good searching. She calls him a hound dog, but he's really a dachshund. And he is the best at doing what he does. But he would have sniffed them out and found exactly where they were hiding. And not Spring. Sorry. But yeah, so she would have sent Spring out to do some searching and would have sniffed the trail.
Yeah, I mean, having a dog that can find the scent for something would have been very, very helpful. Everyone else, what would you have contributed to this effort?
Well, I'm used to hanging out with two gumshoes. You know, there's no case too big, no case too small for us. And so I have some skills with some investigation, kind of picking up trails. And I would have built us some gadgets and maybe some traps to kind of catch the bad guys, to lay some traps for them.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like you got some hunting and tracking skills that would be very, very useful. All right. Anyone else?
I purchased some actual tracking dogs to outplay Emil's little Spring, but they had me return them because they didn't feel comfortable with me owning them. But I just want to say that it would have been done twice as fast if I had been allowed to have a non-mongrel dog.
Yeah, those I got you. You know, getting a hunting dog is very helpful with hunting. I can sense a little rivalry already. Oh boy. Caitlin, looked like you had something to say there.
Well, you know, in groups like this, one of the most important things is that everyone stays together and gets along and that nobody gets left out or shut out. And so I just spend a lot of time making sure that everyone gets along and that, you know, any issues get resolved and that nobody goes to bed with hurt feelings. So I was just keeping a lot of peace as we were doing this quest.
That is very essential, and I'm sure that your hands were full.
Just a little.
Destine, what did you contribute?
I would have shifted Spring through different the snapback of CB when I said Spring's name. Shifted Spring through different timelines until we were in a timeline where Spring knew exactly where to go.
Yes, that would have been very helpful, because if Spring can pick up the right scent, it's so much easier to track. That's great. So you did successfully track down these robbers, and there were a couple of them. What might you have done to subdue them, bring them back to justice? Maybe someone tried to run away? What type of skills would you have contributed to that effort? That's kind of a second half of this exercise.
Oh, I definitely would have gotten out my Eldritch Cannon and blasted at them.
Yeah, that's an easy way to subdue an opponent, let me tell you. It's just overwhelm them with firepower.
Well, seeing that they tried to get away, exactly when we tried to assist and they didn't listen, I would have pulled out my trusty gun. They all know him as a buzzkill. And I would have shot square in the knees and made him fall. And I don't miss. And my eyes shift over to Evelyn.
Oh no, you don't miss.
I waited till they were all done expending their firepower, and I just put him to sleep.
Oh, quite useful. Elegant, really.
It's more useful than just firing shots, even if they hit.
Touche.
Well, I'm pretty good at making sure that when I'm fighting that things can't run away from me or leave me. So I would just put my weapon underneath their ankles and trip them as they try to run away so that they can't get anywhere.
Oh, very nice. Subduing them, to take them in, capture them, and bring them back for justice. I like it.
But safely.
Right, of course. It's important to, be careful. You don't want to hurt them too bad. They still have to face the law.
I would have used my magic to haste up the mad woman with a gun.
Which
I'm
one?
not mad.
I have seen the way you talk with Evelyn. I beg to differ.
Oh, I love this. I love this dynamic so much.
I played the fifth.
That doesn't exist in this world.
It does now.
Okay, never mind. It does exist now.
Haste is a spell of the second degree, not that you would know.
Okay, so wonderful.
Shot.
This was a great past adventure that we went on, and we were able to catch the robbers and bring them back so that they could face the proper justice as doled out by the kings or monarchs or democratic republics, whatever the system of government is in your respective nation. Let's fast forward to right now, because you would all be together at this point, probably as members of royal houses, as revered and respected women of power. You would probably have some kind of palace or castle where you would be lounging. Whose palace do you think we would be at today?
Well, I don't have a palace. I prefer the saloon, but it is a really nice saloon. It's like a mansion type saloon. But we're probably not there. I don't let lessers looking at Evelyn and Destine at this point at the same time into my place.
Oh.
But we can go to someone else's.
Well, I
I
have a
just hang
palace.
out in my workshop.
I have a palace, and the doors are always open, and everyone is welcome. So we could go there.
I like that. I think we are probably in Annabella's castle right now, because there is no hostility about having multiple people in Annabella's castle.
I guess
It's
say I was not expecting this, and I love every second of it.
Oh boy. Oh
Great
boy.
start.
The wheels are already coming off.
In
Alrighty.
the chat before this, we're all friends, we're having fun. In the game, who's gonna shoot first?
Oh boy, we got a standoff. All right. Okay, so we find ourselves in this beautiful palace. I'm sure that Annabella, your servants, are providing you with every thing you could possibly desire. If you're looking for snacks, drinks, perhaps a nice foot rub, they've got it all. And so as you are spending some time there relaxing, maybe catching up, there's a moment when you hear this loud clattering noise outside as a carriage comes to a full stop outside, and you hear some shouting and some raised voices, and then you see a young man, probably looks to be in his early 20s, but some kind of runner or messenger for the kingdom. You see him come into the room with a couple of guards, on either side, trying to keep an eye on the situation. And so as this boy runs in, he slows down and speaks kind of cautiously, addressing you. Excuse me, I have a problem. Okay, my town has a problem. And I was wondering if you might be able to help.
Oh no, of course. We can help, right?
I sure hope
Oh,
so.
I think we can help with that.
Okay, so I live in a little town about it's a day's travel that way, and he points it's hard to tell directions. You're inside a building, but it's to the north. Annabella would probably know that it's to the north, being familiar with the orientation inside of a building. I just thought about it as I was talking. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know which way is north when I'm sitting in this room. Hold up. Anyways, somewhere off to the north, maybe he tells you, to the north. I live in this town to the north called, well, I guess the name isn't really that important, but it's called Mindstone. Because we were a mining village. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting distracted. There is an evil witch who has cursed our village so that all of our crops aren't growing, all of our animals are not healthy, and our mines aren't producing any of the ore or metals that we normally have, and it's... I think we're all probably going to die if nothing stops this evil witch. Could you please help?
I mean, are you sure she's evil? Like, sometimes these things are just accidents, and people don't really understand what they're doing. And maybe we could just go talk to this person. I mean, evil witch is kind of an assumption, really, if you think about it.
He sounds like an entrepreneur to me.
You know what? Maybe you're right. We really just want to have food and a job. So if you can arrange something where we can have our livelihoods back, that's totally fine. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you solve the problem. I really want me and my family to be able to put food on the table, you know?
Well, you're not letting us know exactly what is going on other than so-called evil witch doing some issues. You need more information.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. You know, I'm sorry. I'm so very nervous.
Breathe, please.
Just like takes a moment and like takes a couple of really deep breaths.
I like motion for a servant to bring him like a glass of water.
He'll accept it and sip it, hesitantly, but very grateful for your hospitality. So it all started about 6 months ago. There was a woman, an old woman, who came and traveled to our town, and she asked us for a place to stay. And we're nice people. We gave her a room. A family in town gave her a room to stay for a night or two. But she didn't want to leave town. She wanted to stay in their house. So after like a week or two, eventually our town elders got together, and we decided that we needed to talk to the woman because it's not polite to just ask to stay for a night and then stay for 2 weeks, and you're eating the food and you're not helping the town any. And so the town elders asked her to either contribute something to the town for our well-being, like start working somewhere or pay rent. Like, it could have been anything. We really would have accepted like anything. Like, honestly, if she just wanted to like give us a potion every now and then, that would be fine. I think she makes potions. But sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. She told us, I wasn't there. She told the town elders that if they wanted her out of town, they would have to remove her themselves. And so they were, upset and furious, but went and talked it back amongst themselves and got some of the strong men together and gave kind of a final warning.
Why does it have to be men?
Well, that's just who they sent. I'm just recounting the story.
Problem.
Look, I'm not here to tell you whether or not we handled it right. I'm just trying to tell you what happened, because you asked for more specific details. Miss Dumont, I would really appreciate it if you didn't look at me like you think I am silly, because while I might be silly, it's really unnerving while I'm talking.
But she is going to look silly. If he keeps talking, that's fine. She's going to look and make sure he's not lying or leaving anything out. Specifically, now he used her last name, and she did not say what her name was. Now, granted, we might just be
we're famous, right?
Famous people, so that could be it. But I'm just like, I didn't tell you my name, little random creature.
That's fair. Would you like to make me an insight check?
I would. Would you also like to know my passive?
Sure, why not?
Let me roll first, though.
Okay.
Okay. So I rolled a natural 1.
All right. So what's the passive?
21.
Okay. And the total on the 1 is?
A 12.
Okay. Hey, that's not bad. All right. Duly noted. Okay.
First roll of the night, y'all. It's going good.
No, just get it out now. Get it out now. So.
If you say so.
That
was a 20.
Oof.
Hey, so there was an old woman who wanted to take shelter in your village, and you gathered a bunch of people and bodily threw her out?
Oh, well, she was just staying in a poor family's house and eating their food and wasn't, like, being friendly or anything. She was just in there kind of shut up in a room and would come out to get meals and then would just go right back in and just and apparently, I don't know this for sure, but what the little kid in the family said that she used to laugh a lot and it would sound like but I don't know, I wasn't there.
It sounds like the first problem was not dropping her from the tallest building.
The tallest building is 2 stories.
Does it sound like that?
Yes. They had a
I feel like that's
guest.
a little harsh.
They had a guest who overstayed her welcome.
So anyways, let me just finish the story very quickly. When we sent the strongmen to go kick her out of town, she continued to refuse to leave. And so they kicked her out of town. And now she has cursed the town because it was exactly 2 days after we threw her out that she had kind of stayed close for a little while. And then she disappeared into the woods outside of town. And then it was 2 days after that the curse hit and all of our crops died and all of our animals got sick. And all of our miners, the mines ran dry. It was just a very clear, something happened and then something else happened. And I know you're going to tell me that that's correlation and not causation, but I'm pretty sure that she cursed the town.
I wasn't going to say that at all because I don't actually know that word.
I was going to say that, though.
And
I do know those words. How do you know those words?
Me?
Yeah, those are some pretty big words for a young boy.
I read a lot of books.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's good for you.
How far away is your little whatever?
It's about a day's travel north. And Emil, you wouldn't... Obviously, like, this boy didn't experience everything firsthand. But at the very least, to the best of his knowledge, he seems to be telling the truth.
Okay.
That's what you gather.
Well, it seems like we have a little mission on our hands. Hopefully, we all can handle this.
All of us can handle this, and I very pointedly look at the 3 people that have been bickering.
Why don't we just buy her a house?
Well, not everyone has that type of currency, Miss Versace.
All right, well I do, and I know half of you also do. So, what can a house cost? 10 gold pieces?
I could probably build her something.
Sure. She doesn't need a good house.
Destine is going to get up, walk over to the young lad, motion for him to turn around and just follow him out the door.
He will follow, still holding this glass of water, kind of shakily drinking from it every now and then. Where are we going?
You're the one who's going to lead us to your little whatever.
Oh boy. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. I could do that.
Were you expecting... No, I'm not even out there. Never mind. I guess I got too excited. I look back at them. Well, might want to gather your things. No suitcases. And looks like we got a little adventure to go on.
Did you say no suitcases?
That's exactly what I said.
I'm gonna bring a suitcase.
Okay. How big of a suitcase are we talking?
Really big, but someone else is carrying it.
Yes. Oh, yes. Would you like to bring, servants along to carry your luggage for you?
Oh, yes.
Can
I
guide
borrow
horses.
some of your servants?
Well, I don't think that's quite how their employment arrangements work, but you could probably ask one of them if they'd be willing to be hired for the trip. I can't just give them to you. They're, people.
They're servants. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I will give you, 40 gold pieces if you'll carry this bag for me on our trip day up. Does that sound fair?
Yes, ma'am. Of course.
Fantastic.
Anything else? Well, just the bag.
I'll keep you updated.
Might need to carry her brain too. And Emil walks out.
This is what I'm talking about, and I just follow her out.
All right.
I just picture, sorry, everyone left and Ratchet, and they're just like, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Oh goodness. Did we mention? We may or may not have mentioned this earlier, but Ratchet is probably about 3 feet tall and appears mouse-like. I feel like that's an important detail to share.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ratchet is about 3 feet tall and vaguely mouse-shaped.
And we left her.
Just
We
left. Perfect.
love her.
Yes. All right, so the party convenes outside as this young boy is, kind of pacing back and forth, but ready to lead you as soon as you're ready, and you'll presumably gather your things or have servants gather your things, whatever you'd like to do. I mean, you all come from positions of privilege, and you would have money to whatever task needs to be taken care of. Someone is certainly available to take care of it.
Except for Emil.
Is the boy still holding the glass of water?
He has put it down on the ground because he doesn't want to leave the premises with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like sitting on the side of the road. It's like 10 feet outside the entrance of this palace.
Is this a walking thing? Do we have a carriage? Like how?
Well, you would notice that there is a not very nice carriage that the boy actually arrived in. But I would imagine that here at the palace, Annabella, you might have your own carriages or carts that would be at your disposal if you wanted to travel by carriage or horseback, or you could walk.
Good.
Could I roll a history check to see how well I'm familiar with this boy's village?
Absolutely.
That's gonna be a 19.
I feel like you've probably passed through at some point, and so would have been there in person, at least briefly, perhaps while traveling through. And it occurs to you right now, actually, oh, Mindstone, hold up, is that a little town? It's right there by kind of the spooky haunted forest. Oh, I know that town. Yeah, I've been there.
So would you say that I am either I'm very familiar with it or seen casually with it?
I would say casually, but you're welcome to try to convince me that you would be more familiar with it if you think that you would particularly remember this small town in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I have lived quite a while.
Yes.
And to fill that time, I would be exploring and studying and watching over the different kingdoms of man. I think I would have to know about the different outlying villages of different fiefdoms.
Absolutely. You know, and the mining industry is rather important, and this being a kind of a significant mining town. Sure. Yeah, I would say that you're familiar.
Okay. Is everybody outside right now?
I believe so.
Okay. When everybody is, nearby, let's say within 10 feet of me, I'm going to cast teleport.
Ah. As you do this, the boy is got no idea what's going on and seems kind of panicked, but
Good.
everyone else is familiar with the teleport spell.
Don't like it.
That's your problem. Oh, that was almost bad. I got a 28 to be on target.
Okay. Well then, I think you could safely arrive at the edge of town. So, as this spell happens, what does it look like as you're casting this teleport spell? Describe it for me.
It looks like I grow horns as my skin turns to stone, and the ground breaks beneath us as everything goes dark. And when the lights come back on, we are on the outside of town.
As this takes place, you all get this kind of weightless kind of dropping of your stomach kind of sensation as you go from one place that you are very familiar with to another place that is very foreign. All of a sudden, it's in an instant. And as you appear here, you find yourselves in a slightly overcast. It's a sunny day, but there's just enough cloud cover to make you wonder if there might be a storm later. And as you arrive, the boy is, oh, wow, I thought we were gonna walk. Oh, I left my cart back at your palace. Oh no.
We can get someone to bring it to you.
Oh, that would be really nice. Thank you.
Oh yeah, it'll be totally fine. Just go up to your palace, let him know that, and he immediately just like walks to the side and just hurls because doesn't like the instantaneous movement at all.
It can be a little unsettling, absolutely.
She's just gonna be in the corner for a second.
Yeah.
Really? It's been a year since we started adventuring together, and you're still like this?
Don't like it. Disgusting.
You can get used to it, you giant baby.
Ooh, okay.
The boy's handling it better than you. If I turn around, is the boy vomiting?
Not presently, but he looks pale. And so as this conversation is happening, you would notice that the people in town are like, who's that? There's like probably 20 or 30 people who have heard this noise as you've all appeared and are kind of congregating on the outside of town. And then eventually you see an older gentleman and then an older woman both kind of step forward, and then a third older woman comes and joins them, and the three of them kind of approach, and one of the women speaks up and says, "Oh, I see that Burson has found you. That was very quick. He only left yesterday. I expected it would be a full 2 days' travel. Welcome to the town of Mindstone. Where are your horses? I was going to offer to tie them up."
Well, some of us didn't need to bring them because others have abilities that don't require the mundane, I guess.
Oh, very fancy. All right. Well, I'm glad that you're here. So, have you come to help with the witch?
Yes, where is she?
Over there in the woods, we think. And she kind of points a old wrinkly finger towards a nearby forest. It's probably a quarter mile away. And if you think of your stereotypical, like, haunted, spooky forest, kind of looks like that.
So how long has the curse been acting on the town?
And at this point, the older gentleman speaks up. Oh, well, probably about, probably 5, 6 months. It's a little hard to tell when you can't work or do anything because, you know, everything is not as usual. Anyways, it's been a while.
What do you mean? Have you guys like tried to like get around the curse? Like, what have you guys been trying to like till the crops, like work in the mines? Like, what's going on?
Well, you know, our farmers have continued to farm, and our miners have continued to mine, and our other farmers have continued to take care of the animals, as you would expect, but just nothing that the earth produces seems to be fruitful. It seems to be dead. And he kind of like does that thing that like an old person does, where like they kind of like purse their lips together and like it quivers a little bit as he's like thinking like, anyways, that's what's happened. Probably about 5 or 6 months now.
It's been 5 or 6 months, and you're just now reaching out to someone else to help you with the situation.
Look, at first we wanted to solve it by ourselves, but we're just not able to fight any kind of magic. We don't have magic here. We're a simple village. It's...
Well, 1, you don't need magic ever. 2, I feel like you could have attempted to reach out to someone by now.
Well, yes, that is a very legitimate critique that I will take note of next time we are cursed by an evil witch.
Men, and I'm going to turn around and start just looking into like the woods and just trying to assess the situation before we start going in.
All right, sure. Would you like to roll a perception check for that?
I would gladly. Can I not roll
All right.
another natural 1, please? That'd be great.
Fingers crossed. Anyone else? What are you trying to do during this time while CB is making a roll?
I cast a Gift of Alacrity.
On
Myself.
All right, excellent. Just had to double check. Okay, perfect.
I also like to be looking around, kind of checking out what's in the town. I probably would get distracted by some of the mining tools.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a very elaborate mining operation here, so it is all good. All right, so give me a perception check on that too, and you can let me know what it is you might be looking for or looking at. Annabella, Evelyn, anything?
I'm gonna be kind of smoothing things over with the townsfolk that just got sassed. Just, well, we are gonna do everything that we can to help, and we'll find out what's happening and see what we can do to fix it. And we really make a great team, and you made the right choice calling us in.
Yes, we only knew the names of one group of heroes in town, and that was you, so I'm very glad you're here, although the one with the hat seems a little upset with me, and I'm not sure why.
Oh no, you're fine. It's all great, and we're gonna fix this problem for you. There's no issue here. It's all fine.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 27 on my perception.
Okay,
Yay.
and Ratchet?
A 23.
Ooh, all right. So we've got one perception check for kind of outside of town, getting the lay of land, kind of, and then one for inside of town, kind of seeing what's happening in there. I like that. Okay, so let me give you some details. All right. This town is situated, actually, conveniently enough, kind of like behind me. There's a little town up that way on top of a hill. And in the immediate area surrounding the town, it's primarily farmland and pasture. It's actually quite scenic. kind of how you might imagine a small European town. Very beautiful, but not very active. It's very quiet here, kind of secluded from the rest of society. Off in the distance, like I said, about a half a mile away or so to the west, there is that dark forest. And in the forest, kind of into the forest a ways, you would see that there is kind of a single solitary mountain kind of looming over it as... I'm trying to think of a good allegory for what it looks like. Think of it kind of like the sail atop of a ship. There's a ship, and it's in the ocean, and so you see the forest is the ocean, and there's just a whole bunch of texture there, and then sticking out above it, way in the distance, you just see the fabric of the sail, if that makes sense. And as you look around and get a slightly closer look at your immediate surroundings, you do see that these are all fairly simple people. They don't seem to have like fancy ornamental clothing. Many of them are dirty from working in the fields or working in the mines. But they seem like genuine, honest, hardworking folk. The kind of people that you would expect to work in a place like this. And as you are looking at the town, and there's going to be some overlap here from what y'all both notice, the buildings are primarily stone. Being a mining city or town, there is a lot of stone architecture. And there's, some wood, some brick, but stone is probably 70% of the town. It is fairly small. It's probably only a collection of maybe 50 buildings or so. So, I mean, it is tiny compared to the city where you just were minutes ago. It is a little town. A quiet village, you might say. Anyways, it's... Yeah, so as you would look around, there are two main shops in town. There's kind of a mining supply store and like a general store, and they do have a blacksmith. Actually, as you look around, you notice that the blacksmith operation is quite large, which kind of makes sense based off of what they might be mining. And you would also, I think, notice that while there isn't any like anything mechanical or any like machinery that might be of particular interest to you, it seems like their operations here are very indicative, Ratchet, to you of being well maintained and smoothly run, even if it's not anything flashy. So as you are taking all of this in, a couple of people in the town will come over and be like, "Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. It's so great to meet you in person, by the way. Would you be willing to sign my book? It's the story of, some famous heroes from a long time ago, but they can't sign it, so maybe you could." And people are, asking you for autographs and not really pictures, but if you have time, someone might ask if you'd be willing to pose for a portrait in front of the town for, a painter to paint the scene. But, it's a kind of general celebrity type of stuff where, like, y'all are clearly a big deal, You're famous, and these people awe and admire you.
I mean, Emile is thankful, but she's focused outside right now. She just doesn't need the theatrics and the elegance and the unnecessary fawning over that some of the others in this group might need. But appreciated. But she's actually going to be focused on giving her little spring some scritches under his his face area,
course.
I can think of the words.
all
But
good.
yeah, she's just making sure we're all prepped to go once we're ready to go.
Mhm.
That's cute.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple of the kids in town, when they see that you're taking care of your dog, like, oh, it's so cute, and like run over and ask if they can pet it because, like, obviously,
hold on,
you know,
don't just ask,
pets are
yes, you
adorable.
can.
Okay, and there's like a small line of like little kids who are like trying to pet your dog.
For a moment, she smiles. Just for a moment.
Of course, of course. What are the rest of us doing? As it seems like there's just a moment here where y'all are getting used to the town, and the town is getting used to you. It's like a really awkward, like, you know, freshman year of college, like, mixer where everyone's like, I don't know what to do, but I've got my ice cream sandwich, so here we are.
I'm going to cast Tensor's Floating Disc
Okay.
just outside of town. I'm
Mhm.
going to sit on it and wait for everybody else. And if any of the villagers tries to get too close, I'm going to thunderclap to make them leave me alone.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think only one villager makes that mistake once. And when they get that thunderclap, they stumble back and, never mind, I'll come and bother you later.
you won't.
And just scurries off, and everyone in town kind of like pulls back a little bit from that. It's like reassessing, is this safe? Are we safe? Did we make a mistake?
You brought in the time, wizard!
Oh no! All right.
I'm signing everything.
Excellent.
I even signed a baby. No one asked me to, but I did it anyway.
You know what? And that baby is gonna get it tattooed on wherever you signed him, like right on the forehead. Cool tattoo. Just.
They better. I will curse. I will find that witch and have them curse that baby.
Oh
They go.
goodness. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Wow. This
That was a
is.
joke. I'm humorous.
Huh. And everyone laughs, kind of a forced laughter that you would do if someone made a joke that you didn't really get, or, but hey, they're famous, and so they must be funny. Oh, that was great. Yeah. Hey, do you want to sign my cabbage?
Yes.
And they're just handing you things to sign at this point. Everyone is bringing you things. While, you know, Evelyn is spending time doing all of the people-pleasing, Ratchet and Annabella, what are you up to?
I'm going to be very polite to everybody coming up to me, but I'm going to try to sneak away and check out that blacksmith shop.
Absolutely.
I'm like, ooh, tools.
Absolutely. Is there anything in particular that you would like to check out there, or just see it for the sake of seeing it?
Just see it for the sake of seeing it.
Yeah. I mean, as you look in, it seems to be a fairly good setup. Unlike some blacksmith forges where everything is done by hand. I mean, they've got a really nice bellows. They've got kind of top-of-the-line quality equipment in there. So this is a grade A organization right here. You can tell based on what you see that they know what they're doing.
I'm just looking at the tools, like trying to get my hands in it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know how familiar you are with blacksmithing in particular, but it would all seem fairly familiar to you. You would be aware. And if the blacksmith wasn't out getting autographs right now, they would probably be in here glad that you were looking at their forge, but it's a real shame that you just missed them.
Free
I am
forge.
convincing people that they do not need my autograph. As they come up, just, oh, I didn't really. I mean, have you seen the rest of my group? I mean, I'm just here. I mean, I do things. I'm pretty great, but I mean, you should probably go talk to them. You don't need to sign that.
But aren't you the one that punched the dragon in the face?
Well,
That's what the stories say.
I mean, yeah, but like I had help. There were other people involved. I just, like you should just go talk to my friends. You really want their autographs.
Okay, but that one makes loud noises when we walk close.
Oh yeah, maybe don't talk to him. Or like talk to him from far away.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Just
Yes, and quick clarification. I forgot to mention this at the top of the game. All of our characters are female.
Her,
They're all
sorry,
playing
excuse me.
princesses. It's
Yes,
all good.
her.
It happens, you know. It's the fun part of playing a character that is not the same gender as you are, is you get that little disconnect. But yes, okay, so, okay, maybe I'll go and talk to the other one with the fancy hat, and she'll walk over. And essentially, they're just kind of milling about, glad that you're here. And it seems like they're not going to stop giving you attention. So you're going to have to just
and
extract
I think
at some point.
Emil starts noticing that people are just kind of all doing what they're doing. He just kind of sighs and says, "All right, kids, I gotta go now." And stands and just yodeling. Ladies, it's time to go. Chop chop.
All right.
Put some pep in your step. I'm looking at you, Versace.
Why do you always have to do that?
Does it work?
I guess so.
Exactly. All right, round up.
All right. And as the group is all together, are you planning to go into the forest? Are you planning to do some other type of investigative work? Is our objective here?
I am following Emil, and either Spring or Ratchet can hop onto my floating disc.
All right.
Just found out her name, the witch's name. Maybe have a piece of her items or body.
That would imply I care about that person.
So you asked Evelyn if you knew the witch's name or had any of her personal effects?
Yes.
You know, I don't think... so I'm pretty certain that no one in town would have had any of her personal effects. If you would like to give me a charisma check to see if you could have gotten that information while kind of schmoozing with all of these enamored townsfolk, I would be happy to let you roll that.
I got a nat 1, so...
Oof.
Ooh,
probably not.
You know, you just kept asking the wrong people.
I was too busy signing.
Yeah, like, you know, it was... You're sure that someone in town probably knows the witch's name, but you just weren't able to find the right person to ask. It happens. It's okay, you know. I mean, like, you're going into a haunted forest. How many witches could there be? All right. As we head towards the haunted forest, is there anything we want to prepare? Any conversations we would like to have as we head that way? It's not that far, so it's probably like 5-10 minutes of travel by foot. So,
yeah, I would well, one, just get Spring ready, make sure that he's prepped and all loved and appreciated, because we love a little doggo in this house. But specifically, just all right. Obviously, there's some things they aren't telling us, so we got to figure out exactly what this witch is doing. But I feel like this might be something that's worthwhile. Let's try to talk first. Set them on fire second. Yes, exactly. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it would be wise to assess the situation before we go guns a-blazing. Other than that, I think we're going to have ourselves a rootin' tootin' good old time. Yeah, that's that.
all right.
Oh, and I was going to just start whistling, but the whistle is still in that yodelay, 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 hee-hoo. And I will actually look at Evelyn and I say, I might not like you, but don't suck. And I'm going to give you bardic inspiration.
All right. And at this level, what die is that?
A D6.
A D6. Okay. Just wasn't sure where all of your levels were. You have a D6 inspiration.
I know you just do this to insult me, every time. I know you pretend that you're doing it because you want to be nice, but I know it's an insult.
I will let you decide on that answer yourself, and then I'm going to start strutting into the wood.
All right.
All right, that's enough. And I am going to use my emboldening bond on Evelyn and Emil.
Okay. All right. I dig it.
What does this do?
For your reference, anytime you two are within 30 feet of each other, you can roll a d4 and add it to an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw once a turn.
Oh.
You can... Where's the other thing? Use your reaction to grant resistance to the other person for 1 turn. And if either of you... Oh, I may have... This may have backfired. If either of you drops to 0 hit points, the other person gets advantage on everything resistant to all damage and can use their hit dice to heal the other person.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay, so
I am believing in you that you are not going to intentionally trigger the other person going to 0 hit points.
One of them has a gun. Throwing it out there.
But if you can get along, then you might get some benefits.
I think the worst part is Emil doesn't even realize it's cast, or doesn't realize exactly what happens. He's just like, oh shit.
some magic shit. Oh no. And Ratchet, you are doing some infusions.
Yes, I'm going to do some infusions. I'm going to do enhanced defense on Evelyn because I don't, or Evelyn, because I know she doesn't really like to wear that much armor.
It's gauche. It's ugly.
Yes. So you're going to get +2 to your armor class.
All right.
I appreciate that, darling.
And because of my, sorry, I was trying to find the wording of it. I'm going to give some magical ammunition to my rootin' tootin' gun totin' friend and do repeating shot.
Okay. And so what does that do?
So it grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls when used to make a range attack, and if you load no ammunition in this weapon, and it produces its own, automatically creating 1 piece of magic ammunition when you make a range attack.
Heck yeah. All right.
And I believe it reloads. Yeah, it makes its own ammunition.
Perfect.
Well, we are fine in this cowboy household. Cool, great. As you said, +1 to attack and damage rolls. Okay.
All right. Well, this
I'm gonna
is,
put that on Buzzkill.
Okay.
Can I cast a ritual spell while we're walking?
How long is that casting time? If it's like a minute plus, 6 seconds, then potentially, depending on how.
Ritual cast is 10 minutes.
Okay, so I would say it depends on the spell. If it's something elaborate enough that you might need to sit down and do some kind of ritual, then probably not. But if it's something very small, you might be able to ritual cast something.
Rary's telepathic bond?
Yeah, sure. You can do that.
Cool. I could be real mean and just link Evelyn and Emily, but I'm gonna link up everybody.
Okay.
Especially Spring, the best of us all.
Okay. So all 5 of you, plus the dog, can communicate telepathically.
Hey.
Is this dependent on having a shared language by chance? Or is Spring able to communicate with you all equally as if they
The
spoke
targets
common?
can communicate telepathically through the bond whether or not they have a common language.
Oh. You immediately hear the sound of Spring going like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited, we're going on an adventure, I cannot believe this is going to be the best, it's going to be the greatest thing of all time. Like just running around, so excited. I don't know if you're carrying Spring right now, but if you are not, it's like, oh my goodness, look at that butterfly. Oh my goodness, look at that grass. Oh my goodness, look at those leaves.
Calm down, buddy.
Oh.
You still listen to me? Because we can already communicate. Now we're communicating with words.
Yeah.
In
That's
your mind
weird.
palace.
In your mind.
That's really weird.
Oh, it's...
And the tail is wagging, like it's doing this. It's
Come
flying
here.
back and forth.
Come
Okay,
here.
okay, and just like it runs up and is like Snuggles, and just dives at you.
It's gonna pee on her.
I just have to say, I love the route that you took, Spring, because it's 100% not the route I was going to take, Spring, and it's even better. But, yeah. Okay. Focus.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep walking.
This is gonna be so much fun. Okay, and as you continue on, you just continued running commentary from the dog that we'll just assume you drown out like white noise. Okay, so as this occurs, you are entering the forest. Let me get some music to set the mood here a little bit. Let's do that. All right. So, as we enter this kind of spooky haunted forest, you're going to notice a couple of things. First of all, it is dark. If you've got dark vision, you're fine. If you don't have dark vision, it's what I would call low light. So you're probably okay if you don't have dark vision. It's just hard to make things out a little bit.
I cast light on my staff.
Even better. Everyone can see, including Spring. All right. So this will also illuminate to you a little bit. The trees here are old. They are very tall, but decrepit. It seems like while they still have leaves, there's this kind of sense of just age and decay. There are large spider webs. Most of them seem to just be hanging around for years and years, and not like there's actively spiders living in it. But you just get this general feeling, this sensation as you enter that, oh yes, this place might be haunted. As you try to navigate this forest, what are we looking for? What are we trying to accomplish so that we can roll some checks to help that along?
I personally would excuse me. I would look for, things like, witchy footprints, or, things, maybe a twig that stepped on. Just trying to make sure that excuse me, sorry. Where are you at? Just trying to make sure that we're set and we know exactly where we're going, all that jazz.
Yeah, sure. What check would you like to make for that? Because my gut says there would be like a nature survival check, but
Yeah,
if there's
I
something...
would go more survival, personally.
Okay, then yeah, give me a survival check on that.
And I'm just double checking. Emboldening bond is for ability checks as well?
Yes, as long as you're within 30 feet, you get to add a d4.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm within 30 feet. Shush, you got bardically inspired.
Against my will.
Against my will. That's a really good die, though. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot.
Okay.
That's 33.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Whew. Okay, so as you are looking for signs of where you might track a witch with honestly no leads, like you haven't gotten much helpful from this town whatsoever, if we're being honest. Like they're just, you've got a narrative and you don't know anything else that's actually helpful. So as you're looking around, you're not sure what you're looking for. As you're scanning, you spot two things. You would first notice a very, very faint, kind of... It's old, and the dirt here, the ground is dry and kind of cracked a little bit, but you think you can make out some footprints. Something that anything under a 30 wouldn't have seen. But additionally, as you're looking around, you call it like a sixth sense. You get this feeling of being watched, and kind of this just like oppressive, heavy sensation.
I don't like being oppressed.
Off a little bit to the right as you enter in. It's not straight through this path. It's following the path, but a little bit off the path to the right. That just feels off to you.
I'm gonna hold up my finger. I cannot whistle, but she goes like, "Ooh," to the group. I can't whistle a lot. I wish I could. Hold on. And I just kind of take Buzzkill into my hand. Something's watching. Don't know what yet. I'm going to slowly start to just creep over towards that direction.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah, as you do, I'll just note that the footprints lead. There's this kind of dirt path. It's kind of tangling and twisting in and around fallen tree branches and roots on the ground. And it just seems to go on for a long, long ways. And so as you go this direction, are you veering off of the path as you head that direction? We're just trying to see how far you're going.
If the view, if when what I'm seeing, I feel like something's watching me, it's off the path, then yeah, I'm going to go off the path.
Okay, cool. So as you step off the path, trying to perceive whatever it is that this thing may be watching you, as you look, you don't see anything. You start creeping forward a little bit. I'm going to have you give me a perception check, and if you'd like to give me a stealth check, you can do that to see how quickly you might identify whatever it is that you're looking for.
Sometimes it feels like somebody's watching me. Perception is 23.
Mm-hmm.
Stealth is 26. Thank you, Annabella.
You're welcome.
As Emil is doing this, is there anything that the rest of you are doing in terms of trying to perceive things or do some kind of preparation or looking around? Just want to be sure that if we're doing things that we're catching that.
I just want to keep a general eye out, kind of in the opposite direction that Emil is going. If she's moving forward, I want to kind of watch our back.
Sure. Okay. All
I
right.
was calling this place very haunted, and I'm wondering, can you make a garb out of a ghost? Like their ecto? Is that possible? So I'm looking for ghosts.
I'm
something.
I'm sure you would try.
I will.
That would be perfect for your fall collection.
Would.
Does Evelyn have her suitcase with her?
Well, I have my servant with my suitcase.
If your servant and your suitcase have been told to come with you so far, they are with you. There's a gentleman, kind of nicely, tailored, trimmed outfit, kind of like this actually, what I'm wearing, and he's got this suitcase over one shoulder. Just kind of standing at attention, waiting to see what happens.
Did you bring a servant into the woods while we're hunting a witch?
Is that not standard operating procedure?
I look at the servant. Walk back to the village and wait for us. I'm going to set the suitcase on fire.
No!
Yeah, ma'am.
No, don't you? I'm not going to pay you if you let him do that.
Walk
So
back
I
to the
should
village so
go
you don't die.
back to the village, or
No, you should stay here.
even if it means that the suitcase is lit on fire, I
No,
can't stop magic.
Damn it! Okay, fine. God, I hate this family.
What? Who hates family? What?
Okay, I'm gonna
Even
go now.
his family.
And he starts backing away slowly, leaving the forest. And eventually he passes beyond the tree line and is out of sight, and you presume that he is headed back safely, with your luggage in tow.
When we get back to town, I am sending everyone over to get your autograph.
They're all going to die if you do that.
Oh, so you have a problem with those people dying? Or with my servant dying, but you don't have a problem with killing an entire town. I see how it is. You just don't like people to have nice things.
No, that one belonged to Annabelle. Annabella.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Oh. We're all good, right? Everyone's happy?
We're all fine.
No.
Oh.
Oh, I love it. All right.
I'm gonna
So, yes.
prepare True Strike in
All right.
case we see someone coming.
Sure, just kind of
And-
preparing a spell,
I'm
holding
just
it.
preparing it, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Emil, how far are you intending to go here? Are you trying to keep the rest of the group in line of sight?
Yeah.
Would you keep going?
Well, not necessarily line of sight. I have a really good sense of feeling what's around. So I can tell when I'm too far from Evelyn,
Right.
especially based on what Annabella gave to us.
Yep.
So once I start to feel like a tug of that, I'm like, oh, okay.
All right.
So I'm just trying to be
Yeah.
mindful and watch. My
Yep.
gun is still at the ready.
Perfect. Okay, so as you creep forward, kind of sneaking through this forest, kind of slipping behind trees, trying to stick to the shadows as much as you can, you get to the edge of that tether and think, I probably shouldn't go any farther. And just as you have the thought, oh, maybe I should turn back, your ear catches something. It's probably another 30 or so feet in that direction, but it is a single, very large thud, as if something heavy has fallen or some loud impact has been made.
I can't see anything now.
It's obscured beyond trees. You're not able to quite see it from this far.
All right, yodeling. Ladies, I'm hearing some bickering over there, but it seems as if we have something big and strong. Can you please come my way? Thank you.
As
I'll
we're
follow.
going, as I'm heading over there, I'm going to whisper to Evelyn. Maybe you can ask whatever it is to carry your suitcase.
Who?
You know, the big and strong thing in the woods.
Oh. Good idea.
You should ask it.
I will.
Oh, goodness. Okay, as you reconvene here, presumably you would all want to move forward. If we're all going to do that, I would like for everyone to make a stealth check for me.
You may remake one?
I'll let you keep yours, but just for everyone else to kind of catch up. That way, if we get something particularly low, we know if something is hidden in the woods or not.
Oh, Paladin.
Yes, Paladin. What did we get?
I got a 9.
9, all right.
22.
24?
Okay.
5.
Perfect.
You're stealthy.
Okay. You've come up with this really sick burn as you're walking, and you whisper to Evelyn, "Oh, you should have the big scary thing." carry your bag, and as you do, your foot catches a root, and you trip and stumble, not falling, but you make a little bit of a noise as you kind of trip and fall into Emil a little bit. As the group moves forward now, one or two of you is a little bit louder than the others. It is clear who is used to, being out in the woods, being out in treacherous terrain, and those who are perhaps a little more accustomed to being in a library or being in a workshop. Somehow Evelyn is doing just fine out here in the woods, but actually I guess that's not that surprising. But
The heals help.
Heals help.
Mm-hmm. As you move forward, you're going to get a little bit closer, and then Emil, you would start to notice. You see the body of a very large spider.
The body of it.
Yes, as it is shifting slowly. And as of where you are now probably 20 feet away. And as you were looking at it, you are staring the spider directly in the eyes. I don't know that the spider would know that you're there, but it is looking directly at where the party is.
Does it look like it's about to move?
Give me an insight check on a spider?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like, does it look like it's is it about to attack us?
It seems very aware of you, or at least of the party.
31.
31? Oh, that's a pretty good insight check. Right now, it seems to just be concerned. It seems to be more like of a defensive stance, attempting to figure out why there are intruders in its forest.
I'm just gonna hold off real quick.
Okay.
And I'm going to start casting a spell. I'm going to be right back. I just ordered some food and you just got here. So do something, but don't attack the spider.
Okay.
I'm about to do a thing. 1 second.
As everyone else sees this spider, and Emil communicates to you all telepathically, "Oh, there's a spider. Just hold up. Don't attack it for a moment." Are there any things that you would like to do to prepare for this?
I telepathically say to Evelyn, 8 legs means you could carry so many suitcases.
But it's ugly.
You can put a tablecloth over it. I'm sure you have plenty.
All right.
Just
I
tell
like it.
Just tell the spider that it's ugly, and you'll put a tablecloth over it so that I can carry all of your suitcases. It'll go fine.
How does the telepathic bond work? Can we all hear everything, or just if it's directed at us?
I'm going to assume that unless someone is trying to communicate specifically with one person, that it's just broadly speaking, everyone can hear everything.
Open channel. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's psychically linking each creature to all others for the duration.
Got it.
So it's a group chat.
Yeah. You've got a group DM.
Yeah.
I'd just like to say I have this thing called Witch's Sight, which means that I can see the true form of any shape changer or creature concealed by an illusion.
Okay.
Just in case that comes up ever.
It's a
Okay.
larger spider.
All right. Interesting. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I was just gonna say that seeing the spider and seeing it looking our direction, I'm going to let me look at the exact thing. Yeah, I'm going to look at Sprig, who's going to jump up and lick my face, and I'm gonna go, ugh. And then I'll look, and I'm gonna start yodeling, but I'm not yodeling. I'm speaking with animals.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask this spider if it's hurt and if it needs help. in the form of a yodelay, 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 hee hoo, yo, yodelay, hee, yodelay, hee hoo, yodelay, hee. Yeah, it's just going back and forth and just trying to figure out exactly if there's a chance of it being nice.
Okay, so you're not necessarily like. Well, I guess you are. You are trying to communicate with the spider. Okay, interesting.
I talk with many animals.
Yeah, no, that's legit. That's legit. As this is happening, the spider like gives you this confused look for a moment, and you hear like a couple of clicks, and a couple more spiders emerge behind it, and they kind of like turn and converse with one another. And would you be able to understand if they're talking with one another?
Yes. The knowledge of awareness of many beasts is limited, but I can comprehend and verbally communicate. I can comprehend and communicate with beasts.
So if they're communicating verbally, then yes. As this happens, you would hear like, we've never spoken to a person like this before. This is quite strange. I guess we should find out what they want. And so one of them, like the main one again, turns back and faces you. What do you want? Why are you here?
You bag service.
Don't listen to anyone but me, please.
I don't think they can understand Evelyn.
I can.
Unless Evelyn is also speaking in spider language?
No, I'm talking to her. I'm saying ask them for me.
Okay.
She just like doesn't even look back. We're looking for someone called a witch in this land. We are unsure. We have heard that there has been some miscommunication, and we want to, on behalf of the group looking for her, we just want to know if you have seen said witch, or if you know them, or if you're a friend of them. Just asking questions. No action yet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and they like confer with one another, and he's like, do we know a witch? I don't know what is that the old lady? I think it's the old. We know, I think we know the witch you're looking for. There's this old lady who lives in a small house that direction, and kind of points in the general direction where you were getting that ominous sense from, with one of its 8 spider legs just kind of goes like and as this occurs, you would also hear like kind of some conversation from the back, and the rest of you are just like, what are these spiders saying? There's just like clicks and chittering, just like, and you don't know what they're. It sounds really kind of foreign, and so the fact that Emil is able to communicate with them is quite impressive, actually. Although you've probably seen it before and maybe be a little familiar with this. So, anyways, they kind of point off in that direction. The woman seems nice enough. She has taken some of our young to live with her. She seems quite kind to us spider folk.
Well, we don't know what type of person she is. We're hoping that she can be someone reasoned with. They have reason to believe that she is causing some chaos or some destruction in their town. And
yes,
we're going to figure out if that's true or not.
She often does do some of the stuff that sometimes people do when they like move their hands and put things around, and then things happen that you can't explain. We don't know what that's called.
It's called something you don't need. All you need is what you have right there.
She does something you don't need. Perfect.
Well, we didn't mean to bother you. Hopefully you're not going to try to eat us or anything like that, because
No, we don't need to eat you. I would just say, beware as you go that direction. When you have to cross the river, it is dangerous. Don't step in the river. Don't talk to anyone by the river. And if the river tries to eat you, don't let it.
That is good to know. Well, this has been a mighty kind conversation between you and I and your friends. I do hope you have. One more question. And in this spell, it specifically says you might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion.
Yes.
Are you? My apologies. I should know. Are you the web making kind of spider?
We do make webs, yes. That is something that we do.
Would you be able to, in exchange for protection, perhaps, just in case the witch decides to retaliate if she is a bad person, don't want her to come after you. So in return for some protection, would you be able to weave up a bag or something? 1 second. What did you say you wanted, Evelyn?
I want the spiders to carry my bag.
Okay, they're not going to do that, but
No, but she said that they would.
They're just not going to. Can you please is there a way to maybe a rope out of your web that we can attach to an individual who doesn't want to carry something? Perhaps it can just drag behind them.
Sure. I imagine we could do that. It would take a little while for us to craft something.
If you can't do it,
how
it's
long
okay.
of a rope would you like?
Honestly, I don't want a rope, but just.
Then why did you ask for one?
You know what? That's a good question. You have a good day. We're going to go off now. We'll still give you protection. Don't worry. We don't need any rope. This is baloney.
Very, very kind of you. Thank you for the protection. Well, if you want a rope on the way out of the forest, I mean, we could try to make something for you if you would like.
We don't want to, take up your time. We're going to be heading that way. If you have the ability, great, but don't worry about it if you can't.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'm going to nod. I think Spring, not Sprig.
Yes.
I think Spring is going to just kind of come up and get.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to snap at Spring, and we'll go back to the group. We're walking now. We're going to walk. We're going to go that way. We're going to continue towards this. Keep walking. Yes. And I'm just going to stop walking that way.
And at this moment, as the white noise of Spring constantly talking kind of tunes back in for a second, you hear, wow, those are really big. Do I get to chase them? Do we get to play fetch? And then tunes back out a little bit into white noise. And you continue on that direction. As we move forward, we're going to do a really quick time skip just as we are traveling through the forest because it's a little way. We're going to skip about an hour. When you would find yourselves at the edge of a small, I don't even know if river is the right term for it. It's like a brook. It's maybe 2 to 3 feet across. But the water is pitch black and seems to be not flowing at all.
Oh, the spider can specifically said, don't touch the water, don't go no near the water. If anything talks to the water, don't talk to you from the water, don't talk to it. We have to get away over this river. Is there any type of walkway, anything like that? It was just like a river.
Not that you see. I mean, it's not like ridiculously far across. You imagine you might be able to jump it pretty easily, actually, for most of you. You're all pretty nimble and acrobatic. But it seems unnatural. Actually, I think, Destine, this would be a... if you could roll for me an Arcana check, I feel like this might be setting off some tingly spider sense. Get it? Because we just saw spiders. I made a joke.
5.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. There appears to be some kind of necrotic essence to this little stream. You're not sure exactly what it does or what the nature of it is, but you feel like it would probably, at the very least, cause extreme harm, if not outright kill you, should you accidentally find yourself in touch with the water. If it's even water. You're not sure.
Okay. I guess if people are going across the river, across the bridge, or just jumping over, I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Okay. Sure. Friends, what are we doing here?
I'm going to look at Ratchet. I'm assuming you can't get across this, correct?
I am very nimble. I was thinking, so I might have the ability to like make a wall across it, and then I could walk across the wall, or anyone could walk across the wall, but I think that may be like messing with the river. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't want you to worry too hard, and you might be able to save that for something else.
Okay. I think I should be able to jump it. I'm a pretty good jumper.
I really don't want you to jump either. And I know that some of you have more magical abilities that I don't possess, at least not to that caliber. But save it for now, as I'm going to reach into my pocket. And just so you know, I am wearing a really nice like white blouse with some high-waisted pants with cowboy boots and spurs.
Yes.
She
Excellent.
Is sexy. I reach into a pocket, and you don't see what I have in my hand, but some of you probably know what it's going to be. And I just chuck it into the wood behind us. And all right, target, you're up.
Excellent.
And the first thing you hear is nothing. And then you smell sulfur. And then you hear as walking out of the wood is a nightmare. And I'm like, oh, Target, how are you doing? You know I missed you. You know I missed you so much. And I'm going to get onto Target. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm going to stay on the other side.
Okay.
We need to get all across this river now. You know how much I love you, and unfortunately, I need to protect these individuals as well. So maybe 2 by 2, I can carry them across. Thank you. And Target does have a flying speed of 90.
Oh.
So I think he literally can just fly people across in the air.
That is a handy steed to have.
That is a very handy steed to have.
Indeed. So, as you relay this conversation to Target, he kind of nods dutifully, and kind of looks at the group of y'all who would be interested in riding this steed. You described it as a nightmare, CB. Like, How nightmare are we talking? Like fits in a haunted forest nightmare?
It is a black horse with a flaming mane, flaming hair going all down its head, down its back. His tail is just wildfire.
All right.
Deep red, red, orange eyes that it gets burning hot. And each time he kind of huffs, you can see smoke billowing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's nice. He's a good boy.
It's a very friendly nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who would like to ride Target first?
Sure.
Sure. All right. Ratchet. And if we're doing 2, and I think Target could probably take 2.
I'll go with Ratchet if we're doing 2.
Perfect.
It is a large fiend. Well,
Perfect.
Large steed.
Excellent. So, Annabella and Ratchet, you climb on this horse creature's back, and as it kind of moves back a little ways to get a little bit of a running start, as it leaps up and starts to fly over this little patch of water, it seems to soar and glide just fine. Up until the moment where it hits the edge of the water. And at that moment, it loses flight. And it successfully, tumbles across, but it seems like whatever there is with this river, flying creatures are not able to fly over it. So you would kind of tumble and fall, and we'll say for just for kicks and giggles, you would all take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall and kind of scatter off of Target's back. And Target is looking around confused. What's just happened?
And I'm looking confused, what just happened? Ladies, are you okay?
Golly, I think so.
Yeah.
Could I get another Arcana check on this now that I've seen it do this?
Sure, absolutely.
31, nat 20.
Hey, all right. So that is okay. Yeah. So there's an interesting mixture of things going on. You initially caught this necrotic energy, and what it initially kind of seemed to you was, oh, this seems like whatever the liquid is harmful. As you kind of re-examine this now in a new light, it seems like the essence of this body of water itself is draining of life force in some way. It seems like, and I think you would have even noticed this, that as Target passed over the river, it seemed almost as if for a split second in time, Target was not alive in the same way that he normally is. And then once they were across, Target seemed to come back to life a little bit, but it was at that point a little bit too late to recover. Almost as if crossing over the river in this manner caused Target to, I don't want to say die for a split second, but Target was not alive for a split second.
Okay.
Quick clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Are Ratchet and Annabella across the river now?
They are across the river now.
Okay, I thought they hit and fell back.
No, they've tumbled across. They are on the opposite side, shaken.
Oh, I see.
But seem to be fine.
Lost flight, fell off the other side.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Exactly.
Target with us?
Target
or
is with you
Target-
on the other side. Yes.
This team is going to call out, your horse died for a moment there.
I don't know what kind of hilly-dilly magic you're speaking of, but seemed like it just fail. It's never done that before, but
Yes, because I don't think Tuggett has died that suddenly before.
He seems okay now, and I kind of like rub his nose.
A little shaken.
Yes, Tuggett is alive now, but Tuggett was dead momentarily. It's fascinating.
Because of the river?
I would assume so.
Do you think we can bottle it?
I think you should try and jump. Or attack it. See what happens. I'm here to study.
No,
That's-
no.
no, that is a silly idea, Destine.
I'm saying it would make a great perfume, but I'm not going to jump into it. Thank you for the advice, though.
I mean, I give, and I mean, what's the point if you don't take me up on my well-earned advice? Anyways, I am going to just start walking towards the river and Misty Step across.
Misty
because
Step.
I chose Misty Step with my spell mastery.
All right. And remind me, so Misty Step, is that a spell that lets you pass through the ethereal plane? Or do you literally cease to be on one side and then pop into existence on the other side? How does that mechanically work?
Teleport up to 30 feet away. Does that
Okay.
make me go through the ethereal plane?
Let's take a look.
Once you figure that out, I now have a question.
Okay.
So once you figure it out, I'll wait. Why are you focusing on that? Also, while you're doing that, hello Raiders! Thank you for being here. We are raising money for Rain. There's
Yes.
a donate thing that I should be able to do because I am a mod.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember.
It's Princess, yeah.
There we go. We are raising money for a really good cause. We appreciate you all for being here. Thank you all so much for enjoying. We are all playing inspired Disney characters, and it's been pretty great. And we might die, so donate just to be like, great. Good storytelling.
Thank you, CB. It does not seem to indicate that you pass through the ethereal plane. It seems like you do, in fact, cease to be in one place and become or appear into existence in the other place. So you Misty Step across just fine.
Now I have a question.
Yes.
Seeing what happened, does it seem like going through the ethereal plane is the way to get across? I asked this for a very specific reason that I didn't think I needed to bring up.
Familiar are you with teleportation magic, particularly as it does or doesn't relate to the ethereal plane?
Target has an ethereal stride. The nightmare and up to 3 willing creatures within 5 feet of it magically enter the ethereal plane from the material plane and vice versa.
Okay.
So I think I'm pretty good
Fair
about
enough.
the ethereal plane.
Fair
Did
enough.
not think that was going to get brought up at all.
Interesting. So, and here's what I'll say that I think Destine would know that you may not know. Misty Step does not have you pass through the ethereal plane. You just poof out of existence and then into existence. Target, even if they didn't just pass through the ethereal plane here, you're not sure whether or not the nature of this water, if it's water, is limited to this plane or if it transcends planes and is something interplane. You're not sure.
Okay, I see what you mean. I see. I'm not sure, but I get what you mean.
The distinction is that Misty Step does not have you pass through the ethereal plane. So you're not sure if going through the ethereal plane here would make a difference or not.
Okay. I look over at Evelyn, my apologies. Unfortunately, the Cold One decided to bond us together.
You're welcome.
Are you able to get across? I can jump.
Well, I'll just cast Dimension Door, and I guess if you really want to come along, you can come with me. But jump. No, go jump. I would prefer you to jump and die. Or you could
know
go with
what?
me.
I'm going to run and attempt to jump across just because she said that.
Okay.
Wait, can I? Oh wait, no, that's Death Ward is touch. Never mind. Never mind.
Okay. All right. I need you to.
Just because she said that.
As you do this, I would like 2 checks. I would like first an acrobatics check or an athletics check, your choice, in terms of jumping, just to make sure that you don't critically fail and faceplant. And second, I would like for you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, good. That's one I'm good at.
Why
Okay.
are all my support spells touch based?
Okay. So I'm not using you. You gave me a nat 1 last time. Acrobatics check.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Math. 21. Nope, 31.
All right.
And a con save.
Yes, a con save.
Okay. Okay. Please, come on. D4, help me. Okay. That's dirty 20.
A dirty 20. All right.
That was a bad roll.
Just real quick, does that get Emily across?
I'm about to tell you what happens. Would you like to do something before that happens?
Yeah. I'm paranoid about this river now. I'm going to use Chronal Shift.
Okay.
Saying that they are doing a ability check.
Mm-hmm.
I make the decision. You make this decision after you see whether the roll succeeds or fails. I can let you re-roll.
Wait,
And is this for ability checks or saving throws? Good clarification.
Saving throws as well.
Okay, so
All right.
as this happens, right, you watch and you see as you're viewing this moment, time slows down and you feel like you're seeing a timeline, but you watch as time splits briefly. As you watch as Emile gets into the air, and as she is passing over this river, you watch her body begin to fall limp as she seems to become unconscious, die, you're not sure, as she begins to fall across the river, landing kind of ragdoll style on the other side. Before you catch your breath, you come back to life on the opposite side. But you have a very distinct blank spot in your memory where you don't know what happened between jumping and waking up lying on the ground on the opposite side. Destine, you were watching that very closely. Give me an intelligence check, would you?
Now, did that happen? Did I need to re-roll something, or?
It sounds like Destine has not cast the spell.
22. Oh, it's not a spell. It's a thing I can do as a reaction.
Okay.
So,
did you do that as a reaction?
yes, I do.
You do. Okay, so you can
That's
re-roll
horrifying.
that if you would like.
Okay.
Emile.
Wait, what happened?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm scared. Okay. Not much better, but better than what it was. This is con, correct?
Yes, a con save.
Math. 14, 20, 25.
25. That's pretty good. As you cross over this time, it feels like for a moment deja vu. As you run and leap, and you could swear you've done this before, but you don't have any recollection of it. And you feel as you are up over the body of water, it seems to suck your life force out of you. You feel weak and frail and decrepit for just a split second, and then you're across on the other side, and you stumble a little bit, but you made a very, very good acrobatics check and remain on your feet. But that was weird. It was really weird. And Destine, in just this split second where that event happened and then you caused it to go down an alternate timeline, you feel like you saw Emil age significantly for a moment in that failure before you would cast the spell to bring her back. A couple years maybe might have drained of her life. You're not sure, and it's too hard to go back and tell now, but that's your hunch.
Oh, what?
Don't do that again. Why would you jump? I just told you your horse died for a moment. Why would you jump?
Well, I mean, see, I really didn't want to go with Evelyn, and I made it across. I didn't feel a little woozy, but it's fine.
Yes, I just redid time so you wouldn't die. Don't do that.
Oh, you didn't redo time. You don't have to tell me tales. Thank you for the encouragement.
All right.
Evelyn is pointing and laughing from across the river.
Yeah, sure.
Can I describe to Emil what she looks like old?
Go for it.
Just, I give her the description of what I remember of her just looking old.
Yeah, it was, and it was only about 5 years or so of life that it took away, but like, just it was a very dramatic scene where it was almost like seeing like this spectral form of Emil for just a split second there, as she was not her full self in that instant. And you can describe it as best as words can describe what it's like to see an alternate future. It's a little hard to convey, but you feel like you do.
Twirl my gun for a second. Just point it in the air, shoot. I'm fine.
All right.
Now I think we have a job to do. So we made it across. Yay! As I just get onto target.
I just grab Emil by the shoulders and I point to Evelyn across the way.
Wait, we're all across, correct?
Oh, is she across?
I don't think Evelyn is going to cross yet. She hasn't actually cast her spell.
I thought you did. You're right.
No, it's funnier that you say everyone's across and Evelyn's still on the other side. Evelyn, would you like to cross?
I would love to.
Yeah, easy
I'm gonna
enough.
cast Dimension Door and pop over there. I don't know if that goes into other planes.
It does not. I double-checked the wording when you said you were going to cast it, so you also open this door and appear on the other side, magically, without passing through any other planes. And you are all on this side now. A moment after Emil said it, but all successfully across. And I think this is a great point to take our break, since we've been going for a little while. So we're going to take probably 10-minute break, maybe 15, who knows, we might push it. And we'll be right back. So friends in chat, thank you for hanging out. If you were a part of one of the raids that came over, I'm glad you're here. As CB said earlier, we are raising funds for Rain. There will be a giveaway at the end. You can check either my Discord or my Twitter for a picture of the spell tracker, and we'll be back in just a minute. So take a chance to stretch your legs, get a drink of water, get a snack, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you real soon.
Much better at night.
And welcome back. Hello, friends. We are back. Remember, we do have a really cool spell tracker from Arcane Spectacles that we are giving away at the end of the stream today. Spoiler alert, they made this one specifically for this stream in terms of color pattern and stuff like that. It is unique for this. It was kind of an experimental piece. If they like it, maybe it'll go in a full rotation, but it's unique. As of right now, it's the only one of its kind that exists. So, definitely check that out. And we will do our giveaway at the very end of the stream after the game. We're going to hop right back into it now, and we're going to pick up with a little bit of a time skip, as you have traveled for probably half an hour to an hour trying to locate this house that the spiders told you about. And as you've been navigating and wandering, eventually you find yourselves in a small clearing where there is a little wooden cottage. Kind of looks like it's made out of Lincoln logs. This is very picturesque wooden square cottage with a thatched roof. There is a stone chimney that stands out with smoke coming out of it. And as you approach, you see that there's a little front step, a little stoop, and a front door that is closed. What would you like to do?
Well, ladies, looks like we've arrived. I don't want to tell anyone what to do, but if those who can do more arcane abilities, a surveying of the land in ways that I can't do. Is there any wards? Things to expect? I don't really deal with magic much, so
I don't really
This
do
is like
much.
really her house?
I am going to cast Arcane Eye.
Okay.
Creates an invisible magical eye within range, which is 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. And where would you like the eye to be?
Just above my hand.
Okay.
There's no limit to how far away it can go, but any one turn I can only move it up to 30 feet. Any solid barrier blocks the eye's movement, but it can pass through any opening as small as 1 inch in diameter.
Okay.
So I'm gonna send it going towards the house.
All right.
Let me know when I get to the door.
Sure, it will get to the door. The door itself is made out of wood, and it would have a hard time getting through the door, but there's probably just enough space underneath the door that you could slip it through if you'd like.
Or yeah, I'm gonna have my eye go underneath the door. This is not a sentence I've said before.
Yep, it'll slip under, and on the inside, there you see it looks kind of like a cozy cottage that you might find in any normal wood. There is a fireplace with a fire crackling in it. There is a rocking chair. There's a small kitchen. There's a kitchen table. And as you take in the lay of the land, it seems like a perfectly normal cottage.
All right. Are there stairs going up?
Not that you can see from right in here. There are a couple of doors farther in the house, but you don't see any stairways one way or the other. And I will note that this is just a one-story building from the exterior.
Okay. Gonna go looking around this first floor.
Sure. If your eye goes around, you'll find your way quickly to a small little bedroom. It's kind of looks like a little granny's bedroom. It's got a little quilt over the foot of the bed. There's this kind of like probably was considered in style like 50 years ago, kind of floral paisley pattern that really just I wish there was I wish that wasn't a thing. It's just on top of the bed. That's kind of just the general atmosphere in here. There's some dried flowers sitting in a vase over on what looks like a little bedside table. And there's a small chest around. It's kind of sparsely furnished, but it's very clearly a little bedroom.
Okay, I'll exit the bedroom.
Okay. There is one other doorway here in the house, kind of on the opposite side of this living chamber from the bedroom that you could go and explore if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll go check it out.
Sure. This door, as you get close, actually, it seems like as your eye gets there, it can't find a place to get through. There's nothing quite, no opening quite big enough for it to slip by this door. It seems to be almost like watertight, sealed around all the edges.
Okay. Talking to my companions, it's like a little cottage for an old lady. Except there's a door that is sealed up tight. As in, no air or water can go through.
Can you see, I ask her, can you see if there's a keyhole or a doorknob or...
Is there a keyhole? Is there a doorknob?
There is a doorknob, but there does not appear to be a keyhole.
There's a doorknob but no keyhole, so I can't exactly see into it.
Does anyone have an ability to, like, check for glyphs or wardings or any magic in any way?
I could shoot him.
I don't think I can do that today.
Why?
I mean, if it's an old witch's cottage, don't you think that she probably protected it in some way?
Fair assumption, fair assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Miss Evelyn, the powers that be have silenced you.
You wish you were so lucky.
Ha!
You know, all of her stuff is out here. Why don't we just scry her?
Do you have a familiarity with her?
I mean, we've heard about her. It's not ideal that we don't know her name, but we have her stuff. That helps our chances.
Did they give you her stuff?
We're at her house. We can steal something that she owns. We're here.
Then by all means, go ahead.
I'm just gonna rip a chunk off her house. It's not that hard.
It's not
Worth a
made of
try.
gingerbread.
I like gingerbread, but
It is not made out of gingerbread, though.
Fortunate.
that's unfortunate.
Okay, so...
Evelyn, are you about to go, like, break into the house?
Are there stuff outside that I can just grab real quick?
Uh,
Could I find one of her nails somewhere?
I think there's probably like a rocking chair on the porch, maybe like a hanging fern.
Great. So the save in that case for her would be a +1.
Okay.
And it's a 19.
And
Well,
is
let's
this
see.
a wisdom save?
I don't know.
It's all good.
Yes, it is a wisdom save.
Okay. All right. Okay, so she gets a 15.
No dice.
All right. By which you mean that you've succeeded on scrying her, yes?
Correct, yes.
Okay. I just had to double check there before I started describing what you see. Okay, so as you focus in, are you using the rocking chair or the fern?
The rocking chair.
As you like maybe sit in the rocking chair and kind of focus your mind on this elderly woman that you know is supposed to live here. You get this kind of instant flash in your vision as you see You are in a small chamber. It appears to have a dirt floor with wooden walls, and you see specifically her face is kind of the face of an old granny. It honestly looks kind of like Betty White's face a little bit, except for, you know, a little less famous. It was just this little old granny, and she's got this gray hair, and she's got this little kind of brownish hood on, kind of just hung halfway over her head, and just kind of hanging on a little bit, and she's appears to be reading a book of some kind, and her arm is going in a circular motion as you notice that she appears to be stirring a rather large concoction of some kind in a very large pot. Appears to be a small fire underneath, wood fire. It's a very small chamber that she's in. And that's kind of about what you see. You can watch for, I think, something like 10 minutes. And you would watch it. She's kind of reading and doing this, maybe muttering to herself a little bit, or put the book down, go and grab an ingredient or two off of the shelf. There's a little glass vial, put a drop of that in, a little bit of that herb in, and then puts the book back up and looks and maybe begins to start to kind of whisper to herself as she's stirring this large pot of something. It doesn't necessarily look like stew, but I don't know that you can get a very good read on what's in the pot. But she seems to be doing something that vaguely looks like cooking a stew, except you don't think it's a stew.
All right, well, she's a grandma, and she's mixing something. You're welcome.
Wow. That was so informative. That what accent was that? Wow. That was so informative.
That was a voice.
That was something.
Oh, I love it.
Oh God, Emil's possessed.
It's the timeline where she died.
Oh no.
I think
Well-
we should just knock.
Should we just try to talk to her? Yeah.
What's she describing? Am I seeing that? Am I able to see that with my eye?
You would not have seen that with your eye. If she describes what she saw, that is noticeably not what you have seen in the interior of this house.
Well, we know there's a place. You said there was a door or something that you can't
Right.
get in. So it would seem that she's probably behind that door, or somewhere past that door,
Or this is a decoy house.
or it's a decoy house. Dun dun dun.
I wouldn't put it past the DM. Don't give me that arm raise. Don't give me that arm raise.
At this point, she is not our enemy, so we might as well just knock. I just say be on your guard, because as you all know, in some way, shape, or form, magic can be quite elusive and dangerous. And if she is a capable person, someone capable of putting an entire town under a curse, well, picture what she can do to one person.
So I'm not going to go first.
I'll start walking towards the door.
All right. And as
Do
you
you
walk,
have the urge to dispel magic on the door? Because I feel like there's some magic here.
Do
do you do that before Emil opens the door? Or
Yeah,
what would you do
yeah.
with the door, Emil? Would you knock? Would you open it?
I would knock, but knowing if Ratchet is going to do something, I would look down.
I'll also cast guidance on Emil.
Okay. Are you going to dispel magic on the door or not?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, you cast Dispel Magic on the door. You concentrate, and you're not sure if something has happened or not. It's hard to tell. But at the very least, by now, you're pretty confident that there's no magic on the door. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I don't really know if it did anything, but if it did, then that's good.
Mhm.
Knock, knock, knock.
Okay. Moment or two goes by. No response.
I like look at the invisible time thing that I don't have on my hand.
Sure. Another moment goes by.
I shout out, "Don't worry, we're not clerics.
Well,
We're mostly not clerics."
Another moment
I go-
passes.
Doom, doom, doom. Hello? Hello?
Doesn't seem to be any kind of a response.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to open the door.
All right. Handle's unlocked. It's easy enough to open. You open it. It's the interior of a nice little cozy home.
Excuse me.
hello.
We're looking for someone called the Witch, though that's probably not your name.
As you enter in, there's a couple of things that you'll notice. As you look around, the fireplace is still crackling. There is a little reading chair over in the corner next to a small bookshelf. It's kind of like a little comfy armchair. It's kind of cozy. And in the kitchen, you can see that it appears that there are some remnants of some recent baking project, it looks like. And as you scroll through, you actually notice right there on the table is looks kind of like a chocolate cake. It appears to be
yummy.
just sat out.
Is it actually a cake?
Shoot it and find out.
Don't shoot the cake.
It's
Feed it to your dog.
No,
think-
it doesn't need. He's fine.
If we
He
want
doesn't like
fine.
chocolate.
person, we probably shouldn't steal her cake before we've talked to her.
I feel like even you, of all people, would know would harm a dog.
I do have a tendency to eat food that's left out.
I mean, I do love chocolate, but I just feel like maybe we should talk to her first before we eat her food.
Well, it doesn't seem like she's here.
Cake aside, there's a door that needs to be opened.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. And I'll go forward to that door.
Mhm.
Knock, knock, knock.
Okay. As your
Oh,
fist
no.
hits
Oh,
the door, goes knock,
Guidance is still up.
knock, knock. You're expecting this solid substance, like you're expecting a wooden door. As your knuckles hit it, they sink in to this kind of sticky frosting substance, and you realize
Oh my god.
you see cake on the inside.
The door's cake.
Could everyone roll initiative for me?
Oh, you did not.
Against you, Josh.
As
Wait,
the cake on the table behind you comes to life.
I said to shoot it. I said to shoot it. I want that in the record. That is on the VOD. I said to shoot the cake.
You did.
You were correct. You had the right instinct.
Uh, okay. Who got initiative over 20? Okay. If you would all be so kind as to type your initiative number in our Zoom chat, we'll then read out the numbers so that everyone is on the same page.
How?
Oh, actually, that makes sense, Chronergy Wizard. Yeah, that makes sense.
Wait, excuse what?
How?
Okay.
I didn't even get that.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay.
Math.
So, Destine, I think, is probably going first
Yeah, apparently so.
with a
You think?
40 in initiative.
I really want to know how.
Alertness, Dex is 2, Int is 5. I rolled a nat 20 and I rolled an 8 on my gift of alacrity.
Okay.
Oh, I
Okay.
forgot about that.
So,
I don't
that's-
have a living number.
That's fair.
Jesus.
That's a big number. Okay, so first up will be Destine, then it will be Emile, and then it will be the Mimic, and then it will be Ratchet, Evelyn, and then Annabella. So, Destine, what are we doing?
Knowledge Arcana, what is going on right now?
Sure, give me your Arcana check.
29, what is going on right now?
Well, it's all happened very quickly. But you're a very, very bright wizard. You're quite smart. It seems to you that whomever resides in this house has baked a cake in the shape and size of a door and put it in a door. And somehow there's also a mimic, and you're familiar with mimics, that is on the table in the shape of a cake.
Okay.
That is what's happening. Quite frankly, that.
Okay. Sure. I need to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, we can do that. It's a 21.
That is a pass, unfortunately.
Okay. Does anything still happen, or?
No, I was trying to use momentary stasis, but Kelly does nothing. I'm going to use my bonus action to Misty Step my buttocks over to the doorway.
Mm-hmm. Okay, easy enough. As you show up, you're there by the doorway. Anything else you would like to do?
That is my turn.
All right. Emil?
Wow. Okay, before anything, is the door doing anything, or is it just a cake behind?
It appears to be a piece of... The door appears to be cake. The cake appears to be not cake. It seems to be dangerous and threatening you all. And you have rolled higher on initiative than it, and so are aware of this.
Cool. Wow. Well, for now, well, shit. I turn towards the cake, noticing that it's doing something that I don't like. I get my gun prepared. All right, Buzzkill, it's on you. And I'm going to shoot this cake 3 times.
All right, give me some attack rolls.
But I'm scared. So the first shot is going to be a Deadeye shot. I'm going to use a grit point to give myself advantage.
All right.
So close, yet so far. That's still a lot. That's a 32 to hit.
That is going to hit its armor class of 12.
Great. That's not a D10. This is a D10. That's cocked. That's okay. That is 14 points of damage for the first attack.
All right, perfect.
Second attack. I can do all attacks back to back. That's the easiest way.
That'd be great, actually.
Yeah, make time. Why am I doing that? That's a 26 to hit. And
That'll also hit.
Do I need to use anything else? I'm just thinking. I'm gonna make. I'm not gonna do that. Last attack is a 22 to hit.
Also gonna hit.
So
it's a mimic. It's got a really low AC.
Look, I don't know. Yeah, I put it in there. Thank you. That will make that 24 more points of damage. I'm making sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, that's my turn. No bonus action. I'll wait. And
okay.
I don't need to reload it right now, which is great.
Sure.
I think I go to them like, oh, great. And I just keep pointing, and that's my turn.
Okay, so the damage in order was 14 points, and then it was...
So 14, if you need to know them separately, 14, 6, and 18.
14, 6, and 18. Okay.
No, 14, 8, and 16. Same difference, though.
That's fine. Cool. Yeah. Just making sure that I've got all my numbers right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No bonus action right now. That's what I do.
All right, and that brings us to the mimic next, as it is going to launch off of the table, aggressively diving at, let's say, I feel like Evelyn was probably eyeing that cake kind of, maybe a little greedily, like, oh, I could use a slice of cake. So I'm just saying you might be the closest one.
Eat cake. I only eat kale.
Maybe it's a kale cake. You don't know.
But
You
I
haven't
did
tried
want to
it.
give it to the dog.
DM, could you describe its legs for me, please?
The legs of the cake that is no
Yes.
longer a cake. So as this thing shifts, this is actually a fair point. It appeared like a chocolate cake. As it comes to life, that brown frosting color shifts to more of a kind of greenish ooze color. And as it moves up, it does. I wouldn't say that it appears to have like a humanoid figure so much as it appears like kind of like a blob. But as it launches off of the table at Evelyn, there do appear to be, I don't want to say legs so much as something at the bottom of it that flips it forward, almost as if it's like an ooze that has parts that move separately, if that makes sense. Have you ever played the game Super Meat Boy?
Yes.
It's vaguely like that, but if bits of it could move separately. And it's launched itself at our fashionable companion. And that is...
way off.
It's okay. I'm also describing a mimic just from the top of my head, so... I don't think, but let's double check here. Evelyn, does a 9 hit your armor class? Okay. Let's try one more time. Does a natural 20 with a 25 hit your armor class?
Oh, it does.
Okay. Just had to double check there. You are going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And then I am also... that doesn't hit, so never mind. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing kind of launches at you, but you're able to step out of the way, so it only just hits you once. And where it has hit you, it has stuck to you. It is clinging to your arm, but it has kind of fallen off and past you. It's not like on top of you, engulfing you, or anything like that.
I'm gonna take a reaction and use Hellish Rebuke on this cake because I'm really angry that it dared to touch me.
Yes.
And stain my gown.
Oh, absolutely. It is the most heinous of crimes.
Disturbing.
Yes.
So it's going to be a Dex saving throw.
All right. Does an 8 succeed?
No.
Okay, give me some damage.
Sorry, it's a lot of dice.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's going to be 44 points of damage.
Only 44.
Only 44.
Oh, that's quite a bit of damage. As you as this happens and you cast Hellish Rebuke on the cake, it is almost as if you have placed it in an oven, dropped it right on top of a grill as this. How would you describe it as you destroy this thing hellishly with a rebuke?
I just believe in twice baked things. I think everything is better when it's twice baked, especially when it uses, hellfire. Gives it a crunch.
Excellent. And so as you cast Hellish Rebuke, it sizzles up, and there's this kind of goo that falls to the ground, but it is defeated. It's just one mimic.
So these were my guesses as to how the thing moved.
A little more the second one, but I dig it.
These were my 2 guesses.
Yeah, a little closer to the second one, but I like it. Friends, Paladin does art, and it's always delightful. So that's it. You've defeated my mimic. But there's still a door made out of cake. What would you like to do?
Are we still in initiative order?
No, we're out of initiative. I'm sorry. It was really quick.
I rolled a 40 for nothing.
Well...
I always have to do your jobs for you.
Can I
You're
take my
welcome.
mace and beat down the cake wall?
Absolutely. If you'd like to roll some damage for me, be my guest.
Sure.
You know, just to see how much you can splatter that cake door
I'm just gonna
wall.
step away because I don't want to be near any other cake right now. It's just not what I'm interested in. As I like go to like the nearest like curtain and I start just like
It's like,
no.
Yeah.
12
me.
points of cake damage.
All right. You are able to swing your mace and knock out a significant chunk of this door that is now clearly not a door. It is a cake. As you do, you can see that there is a stairwell that seems to lead down through this doorway, passageway. I don't want to call it a door because it's a cake. But, you know, the cake door. There's a stairway that goes down on the other side of it.
Well, that was fun, but I'll go ahead. My apologies.
Oh, I was just gonna say, well, maybe we should move forward and see, keep an eye out for more cake.
Maybe we should just buy them a new town. Have we considered that option? There's a lot of carbs going on here.
Kind of over in the corner, like sniffing it, like should I eat it?
The door cake? Seems
You
like a
know?
perfectly fine cake. I mean, it's a little smashed up now, but seems fine. If you snag a bite, probably no one's going to notice.
Tastes like bullets and mace.
Emil doesn't even give Evelyn the satisfaction of an answer. As she just starts to walk down the steps. It's like, money does not grow on trees like you might think it does, Miss Versace.
No, you're right. It's mined. You mine it. Paper currency would be ridiculous.
That's true. It's impractical.
It's
It is.
worthless.
How would you know how much money you have if it always nothing?
I completely agree.
I'm following Emil.
Okay, so some of us are walking through the door, going down the stairs.
I'll get up and follow.
Okay. Are you eating cake, or are you just going?
I sniffed it, but I decided I put it down.
That's, you know, you can always snack on the way out, right?
Okay.
It's always, it's gonna be there, you know. What's it gonna do? Magically disappear in this little cottage that has nothing wrong with it whatsoever?
And I look down at Spring and I say, you know the drill. You can get hurt. Sorry, buddy. And I will bamf Spring away.
As Spring goes, I don't know if your telepathic bond is still up, but if it is, Spring goes, okay, I love you so much, bye! And then,
Shakes her head and keeps walking.
as you head down the stairs, remember that unsettling feeling that you felt a little while earlier, Emil? It begins to settle in on your chest again. You hadn't felt it for a little while as you were going about the house. You thought maybe it's fine, but it seems like you found whatever the source of that unease may be. And as you descend, this is a very long stairway. It is actually a spiral staircase, and you walk down this stairwell for what may be a full minute before it comes down to what appears to be a long stone hallway. The walls are stone, but the floor is dirt. And it just appears to go one direction. It is not lit. Would one of you perhaps light something in order to be able to see?
I light my staff.
All right, perfect. So you are able to see in this light. There are no doors in your immediate vicinity down this hallway. All you see is one door at the very end that appears to be ever so slightly cracked open. It's a small wooden door.
I'm going to hold up my hand for a second.
Okay.
And then I realized, it's probably not worth it. Well, something's definitely watching, and it's probably them. So again, hopefully we don't have to resort to fisticuffs, but we're gonna hope for the best. And I'll creak open the door.
All right. As you, so as you head down this hallway, it's kind of long. It's probably 40 feet or so. And as you do, you realize that the hallway is shrinking to a very, very small size. And to a point where it's actually uncomfortable for most of you, except for Ratchet, to stand up straight. At the very end of the hallway, as you're getting close, it goes down from, like 8 feet tall to 7 to 6 to 5 feet tall to 4 feet tall, and there's still another maybe 10 feet or so. It seems like it's going to get really, really small until you get to this open doorway at the end. How would you like to proceed through this?
I will, unfortunately, crawl.
Okay.
But Jet, what the? Okay, just kind of get down and almost start like not army crawling, but like.
Yeah.
Why is this so difficult? That's personally what I do.
Sure. Anyone else? Following. Everyone's gonna crawl through the hallway? Okay. And is it fair to say that, Emil, you are still in the front, or is someone else taking the lead?
I'm probably in the front.
Okay, cool. So as you get up, this doorway is slightly cracked open. It had initially seemed like it was just a long hallway, but it was more just the size of the hall. It was kind of an optical illusion, causing it to seem longer than it was. And so as you get to this doorway, you peek your head in, and the door itself is maybe 3 feet tall. It's very constraining. And so as you peer in and peer around the room, you see that it appears to be a full-sized room. And in it, there is an old woman, looks a little bit like Betty White, at a table, reading a book, stirring what appears to be a rather large cauldron on a wood fire. And you see in the back there are shelves and shelves with ingredients and things like that. You see some very normal-looking ingredients, herbs, mushrooms, plants. You see some not so normal-looking ingredients, some stuff that appears unnatural, some bones, some stuff that you can't identify. It's kind of an odd and eclectic mix. And as the door creaks open as you push it open, she will turn and greet you. Oh, hello. What brings you here, young lady?
Well, firstly, this was an unnecessary hallway. And starts to get up and start to dust herself off.
Okay, so you pull yourself through the doorway as this conversation is happening. And everyone's going to have to crawl through the doorway one by one. The room itself is maybe 20 feet by 20 feet. It's not huge, but there is room for everyone to be standing in here once you file through one by one. And as this is happening, Betty White is talking to you. And what brings you here?
Well, we are all important women from where we all come from, well, most of us. But no, I didn't say a name even. We have been sought out by a certain community that seems to be affected by something that you or someone like you may be doing. We came to ascertain exactly what's going on and see if we could come to an agreement if it is your doing, because they would like their crops to grow and their mine to be filled with ore and good minerals and gems. So we are essentially asking if there's something that we can agree to, perhaps, perchance. So this could be settled.
I imagine, yes. Give me just a moment, and she's going to walk over. At this point, I would say that 3 of you have entered the room, kind of crawling through. It takes a little while. What order have we been crawling in, by the way? Just so that we know.
Second.
Destine was second. Who would be third?
Probably in the
I
middle.
was third, maybe? Or
I'll let y'all decide between the 2 of you. It doesn't make a huge difference to me.
I think I was last, probably,
Sure.
because I really resisted going and dirtying my outfit.
You know, that's legitimate.
And I was probably 4th because I was probably trying to convince her to come so we didn't split the group up.
Okay. So at this point, Emile and Destine, who have had to crawl in order to get into this room, have gotten in and have stood up. And Ratchet, you just kind of walk in because it's maybe had to duck a little bit, but it's not that tall. You're not that tall, and so it's not that bad. I mean, might have had to like bend your knees a little bit, but you were able to get through. And as the 3 of you are in, and the other 2 are crawling in, Annabella, you can kind of see the door, but haven't quite made it just yet. This woman will say, "Oh, yes, I imagine we could figure something out. Did you say that it was a little town that had wanted to figure something out?" And as she does this, she kind of is putting her book down on the table and taking a slight step backwards.
Yes, and I kind of take a step forward. And as we're talking, can I tell she's prepping something?
Sure. Give me an insight check.
That's cocked. Would have been really good, but it's cocked. Okay, exact same number. No, it's not. No, Laura, but still very good. Blah, 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 blah. 23.
23. Yes. Yes, exactly. Then at this moment, as you see she's doing this, it appears as though she, in putting the book down, has managed to grab something from underneath the table, and it looks like she's very subtly beginning to cast some kind of magic. And I don't know that you would know
her hand
what it is.
Using a shot, and I forgot exactly what it's called. And I want you to know I literally have a feature called Quick Draw. It's just for initiative, but it's
okay. So I'll have you roll off initiative with her to see if you can beat her to the draw here. But yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll do that first then. My first natural 20 of the game.
All right. I see you.
Was not expecting it, honestly. I want natural 20s for my actual attacks because grit shit, but which makes that a 31.
All right, it is a 31. I imagine this is going to take place before where she says, but let's just see. Yeah, that is going to beat her 19. And if everyone else would just roll initiative, just so that we have it. And you can throw that all in chat, so we've got it.
And I was going to make that a disarming shot. Sorry, that's the exact terminology.
Perfect. Thank you. Oof. Okay. So, I'm waiting on you, Destine.
This would
Okay.
have been so much worse if I actually kept alert.
I believe it. So what we're going to do for the sake of this happening is it was a roll-off between Emil and the old lady, and then once that has happened, we will drop into initiative for everything to take place, as this is kind of the catalyst event. So you do go first. Give me your attack roll on your disarming shot.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'm using a grit point for that real quick. I was not expecting this, but it's okay. This is what happens. Okay. Rolling this die. That is math. 26.
26. All right. Yeah, that's going to hit.
Okay. That's the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
Second attack. Well, one, since that one did hit, she will need to make a strength saving throw.
A strength save. Alrighty. That is going to be a 14. Not amazing.
The second roll is a 19.
That is also going to hit.
Okay. Third attack. I don't want to waste it too
All right,
fast.
let me put on some combat music while we're doing this. Hold on.
Yeah, you're so nice and chill.
It's just murder, guys.
It's just murder.
We're just here for a happy little day of murder in the forest.
That's a 19 on the die, which is a crit for me.
Yes, it is.
So I get a grit point back. So let me do damage separately. So I do.
All right.
So first, those are really shit rolls. Wow, those are really shit rolls. That's 7 and 8. That's 15 points. Firstly, and then plus. Wow, still really shit. 9 more points. 6, 7, 13. No, what did I just say? There was a 1 and a 2. 7, 8, 15 plus 24 points of damage total. It was really bad.
24 damage total. Okay.
24 points damage total. Her next turn, at the end of her next turn, she will take an additional 4 points of damage automatically.
Okay.
And I promise I'll be quick because fuck it, because he just pissed me off. Action surge.
All right.
But wait. I can take only one action. Only one. I can only take one attack though, correct? With action surge.
I think
Attack
you
you get an attack action.
Yeah, and so however many attacks you get on an attack action, you would get to take that many. So I think it would be your full slew of attacks.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking about haste. How haste only
Yeah.
gives you one
Yeah.
of the attack. Sorry.
It's the
Sorry.
same number of attacks per action as you've been doing, actually. So
Yeah.
3 more, I
Cool.
think.
Sorry, I'm being fast. Okay.
You know,
I'm
it's
gonna-
okay.
I'm gonna expend a grit to give myself advantage on this roll.
All right.
That's going to definitely hit with
Mhm.
a 29. First
Yep,
attack,
that'll
29 to hit. Second attack, 30 to hit. Last attack is 23 to hit.
Okay, they should all hit. Why don't you give me some damage?
Yep, get your damage. Those aren't bad actually. 18, 26. No, yeah, 28, 35, 36 points of damage there.
Damn, okay.
And then I look at Annabella, and I guess I yodeling, get her, girl. As I give you bardic inspiration, and that's my turn.
All right. Delightful. And so the effect of that disarming strike is whatever she was holding has to be dropped, yes?
It has to be dropped immediately. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So you have beat her in this turn of initiative, so you caused her to drop what it was that she was holding.
That just dropped. It is pushed 10 feet away from her.
Well, she's kind of backing up towards the wall. It might be 5 feet away and kind of clatter against the wall. It's just based on the size of the chamber and where she is, there's not a whole lot of place for it to go without like bouncing off the wall and then coming back towards you. So as this happens and this thing that she has been holding drops to the ground, you see that it appears to be some kind of crystal. It is faintly purplish, but it's very, very light, delicate purple color. And it drops to the ground. And as this takes place, she gives you this mean look, shoots daggers at you with her eyes. And then she changes what she's going to do, pulls something else out, starts to cast another spell, and I would like for everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. Everybody.
Including those of us who aren't in the room yet?
Including those of you who are not in the room yet. As a pillar of fire comes out of nowhere from the sky, engulfing not just all of y'all, but pretty much the entire room.
I'm going to use Indomitable because I 100% failed that save.
Okay.
Try that again. Probably didn't beat it though. That's fine. 15.
That is going to fail.
Yep.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, all right.
21.
21, okay.
17.
17, okay.
17 as well.
Okay, so her spell save is 19. So those of you who have beaten a 19 are going to take half damage, and then everyone else is going to take full damage. Give me 2 seconds just to roll a little bit of damage here.
Oh, Lord.
Let me just grab one more die.
Because I am a shield master, if I would take half damage with a dex save, I can instead decide to take no damage as a reaction.
There you go. So you are going to take no damage. All right.
Somehow I managed to get my shield up as I'm still crawling into the room.
So as this flame is coming down from above, you're able to turn in just the right way and kind of curl up your body right beneath the shield. So as the flame strike comes down from the sky, your shield protects you from it. All right. Everyone.
I also have the Ring of Evasion.
Okay.
So I will use one of the charges to take no damage.
To take no damage. All right. So, so there is, what is this? 9 points of fire damage.
9?
And 9 points of fire damage. Okay. And then, oh, there we go. That's a decent roll. 14 points of radiant damage. For a total of 23 damage, unless, of course, you saved and are taking half damage or are evaded and take no damage. I will let y'all keep track of what happens there for yourselves. And as this pillar of fire comes down and then disappears again, she kind of frowns.
I got engulfed.
You did get engulfed. And she is going to just go ahead and yeah, she's going to do one more thing on her turn because she can do that because legendary actions. But I think she can just do this at will. Is going to pull a small amulet from beneath her shirt, whisper a couple of words into it, flick it out through the door behind you, Evelyn, and appearing behind you is a rather large spider. And that is going to be her turn. All right. That brings us to Destine. Destine is up next. I'm just going to retype our initiative order in our chat so that we have everything here. But while I do that, feel free to tell me what you are going to do.
I need the old lady to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, easy enough. Easy enough. How's a 24 do?
Well, that is certainly a high number. However, it is a marked shame that, let me see here. I'm going to turn that success into a failure using Convergent Future.
Yes, it is.
So she is going to, why would I close the entire browser? She is going to be taking 10d12 necrotic damage.
Okay. That's quite a bit.
Thank you, D&D Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to take 64 necrotic damage.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yes. In addition, she has 30 days left before she dies of old age. She won't get that far. She has disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws, and her walking speed is halved.
All right. Good to know.
The only way to reverse this is with a wish spell or the greater restoration cast with the 9th level spell slot.
All right. That's yeah, okay. Cool. So you said that was 64 points of necrotic damage?
Correct.
Cool. All right, let me do some really quick math. Because that is okay. All right. Cool. Alrighty, and let's see. That brings us to Emil, your turn at the top of the order, as we are now fully in initiative. Oh, it's not done.
No. Bonus action to get to a corner of the room using Misty Step.
Okay, easy enough. You were able to get to the corner of the room. There you are.
Just come out of the way of the entrance.
Yep, sure.
And done.
Perfect. Emil?
Oh, now there's the official...
now we're in initiative.
I was like, wait.
That first roll-off was just to see what the two actions you were both doing, which of them took place first. And now everyone is kind of reacting to that.
I understand.
Yeah.
Because I felt bad, but okay. I get very annoyed.
Okay.
And I go, all right, Buzzkill, you had fun. But it's time for the woodpecker.
All right.
And I bring out really nice gun. And I make sure it's loaded, which I mean I've already done beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And I attack the hell out of her.
Well, do that.
First attack will be what's it called? First attack will be a dead-eye shot using a grip point. I'm also going to sharpshooter this.
Okay.
Okay, so that is 27 to hit.
That's gonna hit. Yep.
No, I'm sorry, 22 to hit.
Still hits.
Great, just making sure. Second attack, second and third. Well, I gotta make sure I actually remember this correctly. I will use. I can do different things because life is great. Bonus action to reload, because it only has one shot per reload. Bonus action to reload it. Second shot of that action sequence. Wow, what did I get to do that for? The 22 to hit.
Also hits.
Okay. Then I will use the last of that action to reload that gun too. So it's 2 hits right now.
Yeah. And can you just give me that damage total between the 2 hits?
I'm gonna do that right now.
Perfect.
Make sure she takes 4 points if you didn't do that beforehand.
Yep.
This is going to be 4d12. 4d12. That's 17, 29, 39, 49 points of damage.
Okay.
49 points of damage. And I'm just going to start reloading it again so other people can actually shoot and do things. I feel bad. Yeah, that's my turn. Yeah, I guess shoot the hell out of her.
Perfect. Perfect, thank you. Alrighty, and so that... Do some really quick math here. Sorry, it is... math is not my special skill. Let me just pull up a calculator. Minus 49. Perfect. Okay, thank you, calculator app. Okay. So, yeah, you fire off a couple of rounds, and this little old lady, who seemed really harmless, has very quickly taken a whole lot of damage. And while she seems to be hurt by it, this is very clearly not a little old lady. Much like Betty White, she seems to be almost unkillable. And she is standing here, bleeding, has been attacked by your crazy time magic, and just kind of seems upset, as if you've taken too many chocolates when you weren't supposed to. And she is going to, as this takes place, she's going to point a finger at you, Destine. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw for me.
Nat 2023.
All right. You feel this magic that hits you, and you are able to resist its effects. But you could feel for just a moment as you were pulled ever so slightly away from this plane of existence before you're able to kind of maintain your grasp on the material plane.
As a free reaction, can I flipper the bird?
Easily. You could flip her too if you would like.
For both?
Yeah. That is going to be her action. But she is going to do a bonus action. There's some kind of telepathic link that's been connected between her and the spider, and the spider is up. I'm just going to do the spider on her initiative since it's a summoned creature. And so what I will need to do now is we're going to make an attack roll against you, Evelyn, and that is going to be a 22 to hit. And you are going to take 4 bludgeoning damage, which isn't much. But then, as you are hit by this spider, as the bite sinks in, you feel there is this kind of pulsing pain that radiates from the bite, and you're going to take a little bit of poison damage. That's 10. It's 25 points of poison damage. It's the bulk of the damage here. And no effects, it's just poison damage as the poison enters your system. And then the spider, ooh. The spider is going to kind of disapparate for a moment, reappearing as a mist cloud, and enter the main chamber, reappearing on top of the table in the center of the room. And that brings us to Ratchet. Your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly tinker together 2 cannons with legs on them.
Okay.
I kind of want one facing the witch and one aimed at the spider.
Yeah, easy enough.
Okay, and then these are force ballistas,
Okay.
and then bonus action, I want to fire them.
Okay, perfect. I presume that you are able to fire both as one action or one bonus
it's
action?
both one action.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then that's 3d8.
Sure. Do you need to roll to hit with that, or is it a saving throw?
Sorry, make a ranged spell attack. Sorry, I just don't write
Okay,
the
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, give me first a spell attack for the witch, and then second a spell attack for the spider.
Okay, the first one was a natural 19 plus my spell attack, which is 12, so 31.
That's gonna hit. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so that's 9 force damage. And she's pushed 5 feet away from the cannon. So 5
All
feet
right.
away.
She is backed up against a wall and cannot go anywhere.
Okay,
So you
and
have
my next-
pinned her to the wall effectively. I mean, she's not permanently stuck there, but she's pushed up against the wall. Okay, and the next one for the
Okay,
spider.
and the spider, ooh, that's a 15.
A 15, you said?
Yeah.
That is going to hit.
Woo! And that is 10 force damage, and he is also pushed back. Or they are
All
pushed back.
right. Yes, the spider is pushed back. Perfect. And so it is now kind of standing effectively between where Emil is and where the witch is, in this kind of small square chamber. And that brings us to Evelyn and Annabelle. You have the same initiative. I will let you choose who goes first, or you could go at the same time. However you would like to do this, it is up to you. But you are both together outside of the room, and so it makes sense to let y'all kind of do things in whatever order you would like to do.
For this turn, I think I should probably go first because I was ahead of her in the tunnel just to get out of the way so that she can do stuff.
Sure.
So I will finish crawling into the room. And then I will cast a spell, and this bright, kind of cozy light will just like erupt from around me. And I'm going to cast Holy Aura.
All right.
So everyone within a 30-foot radius, which it's not that big of a room, I'm assuming that's everyone.
That is the entire room, yes.
Everyone has advantage on all saving throws. And she has disadvantage on all... Well, she and the spider both have disadvantage on any attack rolls against you.
Okay. And she already has disadvantage on attack rolls, so we're just going to rule that she has disadvantage. We're not going to do double disadvantage or anything, but she's already got disadvantage. But the spider now has disadvantage too, so that's quite helpful.
I'm assuming she's not fiend or undead.
It doesn't seem like it.
There's other stuff that happens if she is, but I didn't think so.
I mean,
Okay.
still kind of looks like Betty White. Strangely.
That is my turn, and then I'm just going to get out of the way so that Evelyn can get in the room.
Perfect. Easy enough. And then Evelyn, what are we doing?
I am going to summon my pact weapon.
All right.
So that's my action. And it's a bow.
It's a bow. Okay.
And I'm also going to use a bonus action to cast Hex on the witch.
All right. Sure. And is that something that she needs to make a saving throw against, or do you need to make an attack roll for?
I don't think it's either.
Okay.
I think she's just cursed. And she has disadvantage on ability checks made with Constitution.
Works for me. Alrighty. Anything else? Okay, like, I guess that's what your action, your bonus action. Would you like to move into the room?
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I just want to be sure. You have
I'm staying
just...
in the tunnel.
Hey, it's safer out there, honestly. So I mean, like, it's a good move, right? Okay, so you can crawl into the room and should have just enough movement speed left to probably stand up on your turn. So perfect. Alrighty. Your turn over? Brings us back to the top of the order with Destine.
I am trying to decide which thing I want to cast.
Okay, well...
It's either Hold Person or Reality Break, and I'm not sure which one to do.
Well, I can't help you decide. You gotta decide.
I was trying to decide for the past minute. Only time I'm going to be able to do this for a while. I'm going to cast Reality Break.
Reality Break.
She has to make me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Yep. $20.
20? Son of a... Okay. I'm going to use Convergent Future to make that a fail.
All right.
So on the start of her turn, the effects will start. But right now, it cannot take reactions.
Cannot take reactions. Good to know.
Mm-hmm. When it's her turn, it'll take into effect.
Perfect. Thank you. As that takes place, she is going to use a legendary action to look at you and say, it doesn't sound quite like that, but it's more like, And I would like for you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
23.
You will take half damage on this, and let me just hold up. There's just enough dice on this roll that I'm just gonna have D&D Beyond do it for me, because otherwise we'll be here all day. So it's as she casts harm on you. So it's just, let me add some D6s really quick.
I'm real glad I took toughness.
Yeah, it was probably a good choice.
Oh. Yeah. Ow. I don't like this.
Okay, and that's 46 necrotic damage halved because you saved, so 23 necrotic damage. Is there any other effects? Hold up, sorry, let me do this as we go. Your hit point maximum is reduced by that amount, by 23. And that seems to be all. So,
okay.
There you go. You take 23 points of necrotic damage, and that reduces your hit point max by 23. And that brings us to Emil's turn. You are muted.
I was muted in 2 different places. That was the funniest part. I was like, wait, what? No, I'm not. I'm going to look at Woodpecker and go, you were fun, but I don't need you right now. I'm going to go back to Buzzkill.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack 3 times. That's, you know what? I got him, so I'll use him. The first one will be, actually, the first 2 will be at advantage and sharpshooter.
All right.
So let's do that. That's just, I guess, rolling shit and ahead of time. So, first attack is a 19 on a die. That is a
all
crit.
Right.
I'm gonna get that back. Second attack. It's not a 19 on a die. However, it is an 18. That was actually a really bad roll.
But it's against the witch, yes?
Yes.
An 18 is still gonna hit, so...
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That won't hit. Unless a 13 hits, it will not hit.
No, a 13 does not hit. I am sorry.
Because I sharpshooted that. And then the last attack, which is not going to be sharpshooter. Yeah. No, it won't. That is an 18 though.
Okay.
So how do you do your crits again?
Go ahead and roll your dice and then double that number.
Roll the dice, double the number.
Yep.
So 2 hits, so I only doubled the rolled number though.
Correct. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, no worries. So I gotta say this one separately. This is 16, 22, 32 for the first one. Mark down 16 that she'll take on the next turn.
Okay.
At the end of her next turn. And then the second one is 16 more points of damage.
All right. Okay.
Action surge.
All right.
Cause fuck it. My last grit point to make this one at advantage with sharpshooter. So close. There's an 18 on the die. That's 32 to hit. No,
Yeah, that's gonna.
less than that. 5 less than that, but it's gonna hit.
Yeah, it's still gonna hit.
And then the second and third attacks. That is a natural 1. That failed.
Probably misses.
No!
Oh, does it backfire?
It's a misfire.
Oh, it's a misfire.
It's okay. So what happened was I misfired. I went crap. And I'll use the last are you using action? Let me not lie to you. Let me not lie to you. I have a thing. I can't use it because I didn't have any more grit points. It's okay. So let's one more attack. That's one more hit.
Okay.
That's still a lot though. 25 more points of damage.
25. Damn.
Okay. I sharpshooted it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And also thank you, thank you, Ratchet, for the repeating chakras. Nice. That is my entire turn. Reminder to 16 at the end of her turn. She'll take.
Thank you. Yes, it is her turn now. So unless you've got anything else you want to do, she's gonna go.
I'm gonna stay. I'm good. Okay. I gotta.
Could you roll me a d10?
Who, me?
Yes, if it's the witch's turn.
Oh, it is the witch's turn. Yeah.
My spell takes into effect.
That is a 10.
As a 10, I tear open reality and expose her to the chill of the dark void.
Okay.
She is going to be taking 10d12 damage.
Only 10d12. That's just a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead and give me a damage roll for that.
Yep. That is going to be 50.
Okay. And if you had to describe what it looks like as this, rip in reality tears someone to shreds to death, how would you describe it?
It looks like a portal into the night sky opens up and freezes them while tearing them bit by bit.
All right. This happens, and for those of you who are paying attention and watching, you see as very quickly a Betty White-looking popsicle forms as this witch has seemingly frozen, but the spider is still up, even though the witch is dead. The Wicked Witch is
I just want to free action
dead.
really quickly. I was like fixing my gun. I just heard, nope. And I just go back to fixing my gun.
Big nope. That means that the witch can't go, but the spider's still gonna go. So what are we gonna do? Let's just have the spider. Actually, you know what? The spider's smarter than that. It's gonna go into its mist form, and it's gonna run away. It's gonna get the heck out of here, because it does not want to be messing with someone who can rip holes in the reality of time and space. And besides, it's just a little spider. It's not that intimidating at all. So, that pulls us out of combat, actually. Hold up, let me just So, you have successfully defeated the witch. It will take a moment for you all to look around and try to figure out how you might undo this spell or curse or whatever it is that seems to be affecting the people in the town nearby, but
While
at the
they're
very
doing-
least, combat is over.
if whoever attempts to do that, that's great. She's going to go straight down into the ground, cross her legs, and start repairing her gun.
Yeah.
She needs a buzzkill.
Yep.
So.
You can spend the time you need to repair it.
There's like a comfy chair here, right?
The comfy chair is up in the main living room type area. They've got a nice little reading nook, though.
Nowhere to sit here.
In this particular chamber, there's like a wooden stool.
I'm gonna sit on the stool.
Okay.
Destine's exhausted. I took 2 levels of exhaustion in that fight.
Dang.
So Destine's gonna sit and just
Go take a little
wait.
nap.
Yeah.
Can I try to find the crystal that she dropped?
Absolutely. I won't even make you roll for it. It's just sitting there on the ground. There is a small purplish crystal, probably about, I would say, it's probably about the size of like a bottle of ink. So you can hold it easily in your hand. You could probably palm it and hide it in a closed hand. But it is kind of light purple, pretty translucent gem.
And it's still glowing?
Somewhat, yes.
Can I cast Dispel Magic on it?
Yes, you can. Could you also give me a spell attack roll as you do that?
That's a natural 20.
Hey.
Okay, and what's the total on that, just out of curiosity?
31.
Okay, all right. You know, here's the thing about being level 20 is y'all are badass.
At least I got one in.
Hey, yeah, you did. As the magic in this crystal seems to dissipate, and as it does, that kind of that heavy, kind of oppressive feeling that you've all been feeling
I like being oppressed.
seems to lift slightly as you are no longer oppressed, CB. And it's almost as if you can take a deep breath for the first time in a little while. It's possible to breathe deeply in. Well, it's a little warm down here. It's a little damp, a little humid. It's actually kind of a nice little cottage, you realize. Despite the fact that, you know, there's a witchsicle in the basement.
I read Bamfan Spring, well, I believe, goes straight out the door and goes back to the cakewalk.
Oh, absolutely. He runs up and just gorges himself on this cake, which is probably not healthy for the poor little guy, but, you know,
As long as
whatever.
it's not chocolate, we're fine.
And as you hear through this telepathic bond, oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever. Oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever. Oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever. Oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever. As you just eating and eating and eating cake. There is plenty of cake for everyone to eat, actually, if you would like a snack. In the interest of time, because we have been going for a little while now, you are able to report back to the people of the town that the witch has been defeated. There is this crystal that you've recovered that is now without glow, without magic. While looking around the house, you would find some notes in this book that she had, and would be able to use that and the crystal to completely undo the curse. It takes a little bit of time, but with skilled spellcasters in your midst, it is quite easy.
Where?
Oh, okay. At the very least, you've got Annabella. If nobody else. Whoa, boy. All right. And this is where we start the Battle Royale part of the episode. It's going to be another
PvP
2
now.
hours. Oh, boy. And you successfully have saved the day. You've lifted this curse. And the people are grateful. They want even more autographs. They want to paint a mural of your faces on the side of a big building in town. They would like to build statues in your honor because you are the great heroes of the land that have saved their entire town. And just for a moment, you're at peace. You have this moment of contentment that you have saved the day and done a good deed. And with that, we will conclude our tale. And that means that we are at the portion of the stream where we have a giveaway to run. Before we do the giveaway, let's run around really quick, introduce who we are, and what you're doing, where we can find you, who you got something you would like to plug. Please plug that, because that gives us a couple of minutes for users in chat to be active, to share something. If you type something within 5 minutes of me clicking the Roll It button, that means that you are entered to draw this, to win this giveaway. So let's start up at the top up here on my overlay with the Critical Bard. Who are you? Where can we find you?
Hey friends, my name is Critical Bard. Well, my name is Omega, but I go by Critical Bard. Critical Bard across all social media channels, including Twitch. No more underscore for this boy. I'm a recent Twitch partner, so I do stream a lot on my channel. You can catch me all over. I'm an actor, vocalist, content creator, all around badass person, I think. I'm the host and the creator of the hashtag BlackAF Roundtable, which is coming back very shortly. We are getting some things worked out. But something I'm going to plug really quickly is I do a weekly talk show called In Unison, where me and another person in the community duet, and we just shoot the shit. Shooting shit as a male. And our next guest next week is in this video right now. Paladin. We will be chatting about life and things and potentially seeing Una and just having a good time. So check us out Tuesday, next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern, or any time in between. That's really what I have going on. Nothing else really important to talk about right now. But yeah, that's me. Thank you all for being here. Donate if you can still. Also, and I'm going to say this real quick. Support Josh. Subscribe and do things and follow, because he's a really awesome individual, and I appreciate him putting this together. So do that. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, Caitlin, let's take the attention off of me, and you can talk about you.
Hey, everyone, make sure you're supporting Josh. He's
Nope,
awesome.
Nope. I'm going to mute everybody. Who are you? Where do we find you?
So, my name is Caitlin. You can find me at A Theater File on Instagram and Twitter. I recommend Twitter for D&D things. Instagram is mostly just personal stuff, but you can follow me there if you really want to. Twitter is where I mostly talk about my tabletop stuff. One thing I did forget to plug at the beginning of the game, because it hasn't launched yet, I am playing Charlie on Silicon Valley by Night, which will be launching on the Front Chill channel sometime soonish. We have a couple of episodes in the bank, so if you're into Vampire, check that out when it launches. Otherwise, I just kind of tend to pop up as a guest on streams every once in a while, so Twitter's the best place to find out where I'll be next.
Awesome. Kara.
Okay, I am at Chemgal on Twitter, and I'm on Alchemy Dice on Instagram. I make dice, the dice. I don't know much to plug, but I do say you should support Josh, because he is amazing.
Okay.
And he's super nice, and this is Emerald, and she's been popping in throughout the stream.
Okay, new rule. No one gets to talk about Josh, except for Josh. That's Paladin, who let's go to next, because I've said his name now. Paladin.
Hi. You can find me online on Twitter under HTT Paladin. I work way too much in this industry right now. And I want to thank our DM for letting me role play essentially the time police from Super Jam.
Yeah, I'm here for it. You police time real good.
Please be sure to support him.
Nope.
He's
Okay,
a
we're
wonderful
done.
person.
We're done. We're stopping.
Just beautiful.
Okay. Kirsten, who are you? Where do we find you?
I am Kirsten. My Twitter is Clerical Cleric. I don't really have a lot to plug, and Josh won't let me talk about him, so I won't. But y'all know.
You can't clear character. Go ahead and do it.
Anyways, I'm Josh. This is my channel. Thanks for hanging out. You can find me on Twitter and other social media, Joshua M. Simons. And then here I'm Joshua Simons because someone stole my M. I've got a Discord if you'd like to come and hang out. I share stuff about what I'm going to stream and sometimes give sneak peeks about TTRPG stuff that I'm writing over there. So you're welcome to come hang out there. Okay, I feel like it's giveaway time. Who would like to win a spell tracker from Arcane Spectacles? They're super cool, and I'm a big fan. So, what let's do is let's just click this little button here. It's gonna tell me who wins. And then whoever wins, go ahead and whisper me or send me a message, and we will get in touch to make sure that you can get this thing. So,
2 seconds. 2 seconds. You have until I end this yodel to enter. And yodelay, 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 hee-hoo, 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 yodelay, 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 hoo-hoo. Okay, no one entered, so that's on you. I tried to give you an extra chance, but it didn't happen.
It's all good. All right, let's see. And it goes to the boys' house. So, congratulations. Go ahead and send me a whisper here on Twitch, or you can send me a DM on Twitter if you would prefer. Either way, just let me know, and we will get you this spell tracker. If you haven't seen a picture of it yet, it's on my Twitter and in my Discord. Check it out. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. We are going to go raid my friend who is streaming right now. Michael Kritz is this phenomenal black creator in the community. You can find him on Faeforged Academy. You can find him on some of the Black AF roundtables that CB has hosted. And he is just a solid dude. He just hit affiliate this past week for his birthday. So let's head on over. Let's go ahead and give him some love. And we will see y'all real soon. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for having a good night. And did y'all see that we raised $2,000? That's pretty great. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others. Tell someone you love them today. We're going to go ahead and get the raid going. We're going to go ahead and end the, what you can see here, because I've got some cool outro music written by my friend, and I think he's in chat, Zach Meow. But we will have that raid going in just 2 seconds. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.